What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Today. Good Wednesday. What's up? I'm trying to stretch out this new shirt. It runs a little smaller than I'm used to. So I'm sitting over here like pulling it like memory foam, you know? You gotta get it right. Hey, did it come yet, Palm? It's a really nice feeling shirt. I just wish I had one size larger. What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's all good. We got Brian, Lindell, what's up? Wake Central, what's happening? Shrimp Father, Martin, how are you? Fly Spirit Airlines, one of the best names around. Wait, what's the stream about? We are going to be modifying this big behemoth over here. I don't have a good way to get it on camera, so it's going to be hilarious. We're going to use this. Let's see what I called that. Remote cam. It's my iPhone. Hooked up to a charger. Calf cam. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look. Oh, yeah. Check those bad boys out. Yeah. What's up? Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, so I have my phone that's on the floor hooked up to a charger so it doesn't die, and that's going to be the way that I'm going to be able to get video down there. But I have a new hot end, a new extruder. Once that is put together and back on, we're probably going to install a new 400 by 400 hand-built custom bed that I had made years ago. I just haven't been able to use it. It was actually for the Ultimate Aquila, for any OGs in here. And then we also have a filtration system to add to that machine by Minchin, and it's their new model, their updated one. So I'm really looking forward to it. And if we have time for anything else, obviously outside of just printing with it, I do have a really cool heater to add. So lots of cool stuff for that machine, and I really need it running. It usually sits off camera, off to the side over here to my right, where typically I had the Magneto X over there just collecting dust. So I need this thing not collecting dust. I need it to be able to print big things, and I want it to also be able to print big ABS things. So some of these updates are for that. All right, let me keep going. Timor, what's happening? Blumendorf, what's happening? Palm, of course. Tin Talon. Hybrid, what's happening? My desk pad came. Nice. I'm matching my current desk mat, which is hilarious. Scott, what's up? You said for another stream we unboxed Flashforge printer? Yeah, you were. Yes, sir. Helix, what's happening, man? How you doing? Good to see you in here. Lamreth. That's right. Maybe that's my angle. Hey, Quinn, what's happening? I still not got a refund, but I did get paperwork last month, $80. Cool. All good, Quinn. You know, we'll figure it out. I don't know why the refund would be taking so long. It's been out of my account since I gave it, so it just must be bank processing or something like that. I will get it sorted, Quinn. Yeah, me and Bruce Bikes used to have some fun with, well, it was mostly him. Back in the day, before 3D printing, he made a rope cam for us for mountain biking. We took a bunch of videos of us using that. Man, if we had 3D printing back then, that camera would have been insane. Clap cam. I got some leg guns. Yeah. You know, my nose is still barely in use, but I'm feeling better for sure. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Yeah, of course. I think every major creator has gotten one. I haven't gotten the past two Bamboo Lab machines. Surprise, surprise. All good. It's all good. Did you ever try the Anycubic Cobra X? Yeah. It's right next to this one. I just finished printing. Oh, let me get my camera. Camera? Hey, camera, come over here. on. Oh, there it is. Yes, this is the Cobra X. I've been testing it for a video directly with the iX from Creality's company Spark X. Yes, great machine. Both of these machines are proof that 3D printers have gotten so good that you can buy the bottom of the barrel machine and it can print everything that you want except for ABS because they're bed slingers. They do have an awkward... Come here. Come here, camera. Come on. Oh, ooh, there we go. We're there. Yeah, there we go. We do have an awkward shape that they all took, but still good. How does it fit in my basement? I have no... It's on wheels, man. Well, it wasn't. I put it on wheels. I installed industrial wheels on it. So... Do you have a booth plan? No, I don't. I actually specifically... Is it in... No, it's not. It's in Philly, so it's no longer in Maryland. But I will probably be going, and no, I don't want to do that type of thing. I don't want to be there in one spot. So if I attend, I'll just have, you know, my little camera. I'll bring my my DJI camera, a couple things to have in my pockets to give to people, and I'm just gonna hang out. I will likely bring my Death Racer. It needs a little bit of an update, but we'll probably do that in crunch time. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they do, and they do. That's kind of been their whole thing, is just make as many machines as possible. But it looks like Anycubic released the Cobra X, and then immediately after, the Cobra 4, which is almost the same thing, but the tool head works differently. And I don't understand why or how, but that's what it is. Yeah. I believe that. Yep. Yep. Do you think there would ever be a hot end changer bed slinger? I have a feeling that they're better suited for IDEX. Now, let me show you an example. So this used to be a thing a long time ago, but then disappeared. So if this part right here, the x-axis, is just a little bit wider, literally by almost an unnoticeable amount, there is enough room for one tool head to go that way and one tool head to go this way. I used to have one from TronXY, actually. TronXY Gemini, I believe it was called. It was one of my first machines. It was in the very beginning of the channel. And it was an old IDEX machine that was Bowden. And that was really its downfall. If they can get, let's say the Cobra X, for example, the Cobra X with its tool head, two of those things, that would be sick. So yeah, I think it's not only possible, I would encourage it. Because then you could do PLA and TPU. I mean, or TPU, or you can do PLA with PETG supports, or vice versa. And that would really, really open up the doors to a bed slinger. It would make a lot more sense, actually. They're still easy to work on, they're still super economical, and yet it would give them a lot more that they could do. And each head could even have one of these tool heads, I mean, one of these changers. It doesn't even have to be 4, it can be 2. And that would be huge, so. Let me try to keep up. Spectra, how you doing? One Raz. Hello, hello. I need to install two-wheel dolly, right? How are your Vorons running? Adding any mods? My other 2 Vorons have just been collecting dust, and I feel horrible about it. They're just like I had another kid, and the past year has been just a whirlwind of 0 time, and every time that I feel like I've gotten in the groove and I have more time, I don't. And then review machines come in. Those are the videos that you guys like on my channel. Anytime I do Voron stuff, some people like it, a few love it, but it's not really the big hits. Doing the reviews is what my channel has been about. So if I have time to work on my Voron, but at the same time a new machine comes in, I'm going to do the new machine coming in because it gets more content on the channel. That's what you guys like. I get to review it. So admittedly, my 2 Vorons are just sitting there. However, I just recently did print with the V0, and I love the fact that I can just turn that thing on and it's just cooking. I don't have to do anything. So this thing that's all modded out is fantastic. Love the V0. But yeah, both the other ones need love. In fact, the one underneath here, the Micron multi-tool head, tool changer down here, I bought more parts. I literally have boxes of parts that are just sitting on top of it right now under my table. But yeah, I would love to do more Voron stuff, but it's like a time thing. Like technically I could have done it today, but then I have this machine that needed a replacement part, and now I'm gonna throw some on there so I can have that running too. You know, it's nonstop. It's nonstop. Wait, if you put TPU on an AMS system and it worked, but I don't have it. Well, there's only certain TPUs that work on certain AMS systems. You have to have a pretty hard TPU. Otherwise, you have to bypass the TPU. Otherwise, bypass the system, or it'll get pretty clogged up. I will definitely come by and see you guys. I did last year. I don't think you were there particularly, but some of the guys you work with, and I don't remember her name, but she was so fun to talk to. I'll have to watch back my video. Not being rude, I'm horrible with names. I'm not an Eagles fan. I used to be really into football. Fantasy football was like my favorite thing, and then kind of a couple years ago, I kind of fell off that whole thing. I haven't watched a single game. Can't even tell you, maybe 2 years. My wife's still really into football. Hey, there he is. What's happening, Ballistic Tech? Looks like you got an alien umbilical printer flying around. Yeah, it's just going into the mothership up there. How you doing, man? Hope all is well with you. Got a chat about Infomex marketing. Oh, the stream's private. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's very clear that they're not very good at marketing. Otherwise, everyone would be on top of this like they typically are. Their marketing was to do a couple photos and some renders and then let it go on the internet. You know, so we'll see. Hey, another CG, what's happening? Tulsa, what's happening? Yep, could be fun. You know, Creality has one. I had one down there. I did a review of it. Well, not a review, but at least a showcase of it. Really fun. Really fun to make your own spools. Hey, Artoria. Gorilla Biscuits. What's happening? Oh, you don't have to do that, Fly. I appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. Coprint's supposed to be coming out with a forehead bed slinger. Interesting. I don't know what a forehead bed slinger is, but cool. Hey, Nico, what's happening, man? How you been? Yeah, I saw some of them in one of his recent videos that he was talking about. Next to Mimic streams in 10 hours. There's another one, huh, Kaka? Micron. You know, I get it. It's all good. J-Lo, that was her. Yeah, J-Lo. How could I forget with a name like J-Lo? I even made jokes. I think Arco was busy every time I came up there, but I had a pretty lengthy and fun conversation with J-Lo, and I took some video and stuff. So, hey, thank you for the gifted membership, Olivers. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hey, welcome, Kenneth. Anycubic tool head with 4 PTFE tubes going in always reminds me of Prusa's first MMU. Yeah, kinda. Non-existent in their own Discord. Yeah, I believe that, yeah. I have a feeling it's a really, really small team that's like springed off of another team that's also very small. So I think they're just, I think it's just a few people. Like 3, 4 maybe people. So, Yuri! Yuri, well, this makes a lot more sense. How you doing, man? What's a forehead printer? Nice. That's pretty good. Oh, man. Hybrid. All right, cool. We'll see you over there. I can see everyone in the same chat here, which is nice. Ooh, nice. 27 hours, no joke, man. All right. So a few things. One is Polymaker. So as you guys know, Polymaker does a giveaway of filament at the end of my streams. That's why we see a little thank you down there. So a huge thank you to Polymaker. If you guys want to sign up for that, there's a pinned comment, whether it's Twitch, Kick, or YouTube. Hit the pinned comment. Actually, did I pin it on YouTube? I might have not. Hold on. Pin message. There we go. It wasn't pinned. There's a pinned message at the top of your chats. So go ahead and jump over there, and yeah, you can join in on that giveaway at the end of the stream. You have to be present, and you have to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. So if you're on Twitch or Kick, head over to YouTube, 3D Print SOS, hit the subscribe button. I'll see that you're subscribing, and then you're more than welcome to join that way. Another thing about filament, 3D Max is coming back to the channel. They've kind of been absent for a little while, so they're going to sponsor a few giveaways that are coming up. Definitely our Toys for Tots that we do in the fall there, Toys for Tots printing series that we do that is run through our Discord by Zoomy. And then also we're probably going to add their giveaway to the end of the streams here as well. Not on this one. We're still setting things up, figuring things out. But if they set up a nice little system just like Polymaker has, I would be able to give away 2 spools at the end of our live streams, one from Polymaker, one from 3D Max. So I would love to do that, and we'll have to figure out how we're going to run that. Because I don't think 3D Max can ship everywhere in the world, whereas Polymaker can ship everywhere, so they might have to be separate. We'll figure it out. We'll see how it works. I used to just keep pooling names for 3D Max until we got someone in the United States. It might have to work like that. And the cool thing about the way that I'm pooling names, I can see the country you're at before I even pull it up on the site. So maybe we'll still be able to do that and just limit where 3D Max can ship. But we'll figure all that out. I'm just excited to say it because, you know, I love giving things away. We've given away literally hundreds of spools of filament here on the channel, so I'm pretty excited about it. Fed, are you getting the Pro version of their printer? I don't think so. And I actually don't know anything. Like, you know, I messaged them. I think they replied, like, when something is available, we'll be in contact. That's it. So I have no idea. How do I reply to things in the chat? I think you can right-click and hit reply. You might not even be able to. You might be able to, like, do an @ and then put the person's name in and then just start typing. But that'll be it. My experience with the most 3D printer manufacturer Discords is that they're only manned by 1-3 actual employees, and the rest is the community. That's correct, yeah. Even the large companies. I can't do it on a minor. That's all good. You definitely don't have to do any of that. You know, just watching is enough support for sure. You know, if you're gonna buy something, think of me, and if you want to help, just check out the links and use the links because they're affiliate links. And if they're not affiliate links, I still use a short link to track how many people like actually go and click. So if you want to support the channel that way, if you're buying something, that also really helps. But you definitely, you know, you don't need to go out of your way and give YouTube 30% of your hard-earned money, you know. Nice, yeah, it is. I think this is Fluo Yellow. I think that's printing in this. No, it's PETG. But yeah, I always my 5% off coupon for 3D Max is still functional. So if they're not having a larger sale at the moment, if you just type in 3D Print SOS, I usually have a 5% off coupon. So if you're buying 10x spools or 20x spools, 5% ends up going a long way. So 2 spools are better than 1 head. There's something to there. Hey, Reprinted, how you doing? Do you know if anyone actually has a Clytek printer yet, or if they still in development? I know that everyone's going to be under NDA, so there's no way for me to know. I don't think anyone has them yet, but then again, there's much more influential channels that would get them way before I even know about it. And then all of them would also be NDA'd, so there's no way to know. So, hey, State Line, how you doing? No one has them yet? And Yuri knows. Yuri's got that inside scoop, baby. Yuri's probably printing on one right now. Come on, let's be real. By the way, guys, hopefully we don't have internet issues. I looked into it. I couldn't find anything on my side. I think my ISP was just going crazy on the last stream, so it is what it is. All right, shall we set up a calf cam properly and get to work, or what? Yuri wins the coolest name in the chat. I don't know, man. I like Yuri's name, but Fly Spirit Airlines is pretty good. All right, one last flex. Ready? Bam! Look at that. That's years of work. I haven't mountain biked in a year, but check it out. All right, that's enough of that. All right, so this machine, one of my favorite things about this machine is the door hinge that you guys can't see. It's also hard to tell how big this thing is. What is the size of this new printer? Well, it's 400 by 400 on the inside. However, with that said, where is my... Oh, right, it's in here. Oh, let me use my Chitty Tech Hodo collaboration. Bam. Look at that. Booyah. Hold on, man. I'll tell you in American units. This thing is... Oh my God, it's 25 inches. 64? Am I seeing 64? Hold on. Let me make it more accurate. 62 centimeters. So 620 millimeters wide. And 65 deep. That's 25 and a half inches. It's very, very, very large. Can't wait to put that Clytek on my... is it Clytek or Cleatech, by the way? Cleatech on my Aquila. Mobius, nice. Oh, I gotta remember the cameras right there. But yeah, it's Nico. This thing is absolutely ginormous, man. All right, and here I have some goodies right here. Let's see. Let's set ourselves up. What I can do is I can lay the thing on its back, which is how I've been working on it. But I don't think that's gonna work, because I don't think that's gonna get you guys a view at all. They've had this chases for a while. No, I remember that top hinge door. I don't know. I don't know if they've had this for a while, but I've had it. I've had it for a minute. Yeah. So the top opens like this, and then this is one of my favorite parts. This door has this little pin. You just push the pin, and the whole door comes off. It's the best. Definitely one of my favorite parts about this machine. I got an ad. How big is it? Oh, it was 630 millimeters. 630 millimeters. Yeah. That's handy. Yeah, very, very handy. It's super easy to put on and off. I think more companies should use this. A bunch of chats just disappeared from my screen for some reason. Am I like disconnected or something? No, it seems fine. You guys can see me, hear me okay? Yeah, it looks all right. And I literally have a printer right here printing right now. In PETG. My snake? All right, so one of the things that happened when I last started working on this, this thing has a glass bed, which is very strange. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view than what I have now. Let's go up, and then let's loosen this, bring that down, go to the side somewhere so I can be right here, and you can still see it. Yeah. So yeah, one of the things that this thing has is it doesn't have a aluminum bed. This is actually glass. And it's a bit old school in that way. And then the heater is literally just attached to the glass. One reason for this is, well, it's going to be flat. It's going to be super flat because it's glass. And another thing is it's going to be really cheap. One of the things that I want to do, even though I don't mind glass really, because I'm going to be printing some PETG and ABS on it, I really would like some PEI. And I have a large PEI bed and sheet to put on it, a magnet sheet. It's probably going to make the bed heat up longer and worse, so that's definitely a big bummer. Another thing is I'm going to have to permanently cut the magnet in a way where it doesn't interfere with the mounting of this bed, so that's also going to be an issue. Let's see. Okay. Does it have good bed adhesion still? Yeah. The glass is very easy to have good bed adhesion. But yeah, so then came the extruder. So I took everything apart here just to check it out. And here is the current extruder. And the issue, it's a great extruder. The issue that happened here is, maybe you can see, I'm going to squish this as much as I can. So watch this gap as I spin this gear. So one, it gets a little tougher to push and pull. Here, let's try to see if you guys can see it. There it goes. So see how it's close right there? And then right here, it's farther away. Yeah, so basically when I was printing with it, and it printed fine, but I noticed kind of like a salmon skin effect on the outside layers of all the prints. And that usually means there's some kind of resonance happening, but I noticed this. I noticed the spring right here bouncing back and forth, and that means one of the gears in here, whether it's the plastic one or the metal ones, one of them is ever so gently ovalized. So that's kind of the issue here. So they did send me 2 replacements, which is very nice. And when we take a look at the replacements, now it could also be the motor itself, which hopefully it's not. But when we look at the replacements, which look very good, they do not have this effect. Spinning them is very, very smooth, and there's no bouncing of this arm at all. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna throw one of those on. Like at the very least, I want to have this put together and complete, if I can remember where all these parts go. That's on the back. Then when I was taking that out, I also noticed that this is the hot end they're using. And if you guys recognize this, this is an A style machine, so an A1 mini style hot end from Bamboo. Well, it's a clone, obviously. 0.4 millimeter. Looks like this on there. And the mounting system is crazy. They use this very large aluminum... Oh, where is it? Very large aluminum, wacky looking thing. Hopefully it's in here. Yes, it is. So I bought... Yeah, here it is. This little neck right here. This little neck is how it goes from the extruder to that hot end. It's really, really wacky, actually, in how it's set up. But in here... Let me just take out all the stuff. I have... Oh, it looks like I have all the hardware in here, too. Alright. Try to remember where all that goes. Magnets. Magnets, magnets. Anyway, in here, I have a BQ 0.4 millimeter high flow hot end, which has a larger heat area. So this should literally fit right in as if it's nothing. And it'll be a direct replacement. Slightly higher quality than the what's it called? This one. And do I have a 0.6 millimeter? Maybe a 0.6 millimeter high flow would even be better. And I think I might have some. Let me check. These are all messed up. High flow 4. What's this? Nope, not that. High flow 4, high flow 4. Okay, so I have a ton of high flow 4s. I do not have a ton of 6s. I actually don't have any 6s because they have been installed on my H2C. Yeah, honestly, I thought I had at least one more. I think the 0.6 is in there, right? Yeah, 0.6 is in there. All right, so I have a whole bunch more hot ends that I could use, but they all happen to be 0.4 mils, and I'll just use the high flow because, well, it's high flow. I'll be able to print a little bit faster. So, you unboxed this a while back? Yeah. Yep. Yes, I did unbox this a while. Yep. Either way, this thing's an absolute beast of a machine, and I definitely want it to be running. So let's get it going. So let's start with the extruder here. And I legitimately, like, I'm not even trying to exaggerate. I do not remember how this goes together at all. So that's gonna be pretty fun. Let's get this light. Let's see how much we have. Do we have battery? No. That's not good. I need more light. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get Jackery involved. I do have my Jackery unit over here. And let's borrow it for a little bit. Why not, right? This is gonna be the most overkill battery situation ever. Let's get this 120-pound battery pack, 126, I believe. I do have another video that's gonna come out with Jackery. They're challenging me to show off how we can power some high-powered printers. One, completely off-grid, and two, on battery power. And I think the perfect example for that is going to be the H2C because of just how much it has going on with the heater and everything like that. So, all right, Jackery is here. I need a USB-C cable. Here, I'll get this long one. Let's see how long this battery will last while charging. Of course, cable gets immediately tangled. Perfect. All right, charge. Jackery power. Complete overkill. USB. There we go. All right, let's push this back some. Now I think my light should have some oomph to it. I can put this. Let's just put it like that for now. All right, now we have some lights. Go print in the woods. I'm actually going to be doing. So I'm getting a shed installed. Something small, not large. But I think that whole thing's going to be powered off-grid and solar. It's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, by the creek, I would love to do something like that. Yeah, they have a lot, actually. And they're crazy. They're all crazy. Hey, Luke, how you doing? Hope all is well, man. Really going to be testing my memory by working on this machine. I just have such little recollection of how anything on here goes together. Anyway, here, let's do this. Let's get all these pieces over here so that they're at least close. And then we'll attach whatever we need. Move this down for now. Doing good. Looking forward to Murmurf next weekend. Oh man, there's so many events. I can almost not keep up. That actually reminds me, I probably need to get my hotel room for Printopia so that I don't miss it. Definitely. Hey Warhawk, how you doing? Have you tested on how long you could run a Jackery power supply, considering one to take to flea markets? Yeah, I mean, it obviously depends on what you're putting through it, but yeah, I tested it with batteries, I tested it with 3D prints. Yeah, I mean, it tells you right on the screen. Here, let's see. It tells you right on the screen how long. Oh, you guys can't see that, right? Tells you right here on the screen how long at this current state it would be running. When I had the 4 printers hooked up to it, it was still saying 8 hours. So it depends. If you're bringing a big machine that needs a lot of mains power heating from the bed, for example, you're going to pull a lot of power. If you can bring any solar panel, even if it's like 1 or 2, and you have some sun, obviously you're not going to be able to in most cases. But you can almost recoup that whole thing. You can print just off the sun. So, yeah, I'm definitely 100% degrading. Oh, man. Kind of want to see if there's a decently priced large Airbnbs near 3D Printopia. Could do a 3D print house. Did that make it fair in your? Hey, you know, that could be cool. That could be cool. But yeah, I briefly looked. It looks like it's going to be, if you're going for the full time, those hotels that they kind of incorporated and blocked off, and pretty much any of them are going to be around between 800 and 900 bucks. So that's what you're expected to pay. Plus, you're gonna be getting food. Depends how you're getting there, whether you're flying or driving, if you need a car or not. So there's that whole thing. Hey Tanner, yes, this is a glass bed, and hopefully, if I have time today, we will make it a PI, which there's going to be some compromise there because it is a glass bed. But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. All right, so let's see what this thing wants for me to take it apart. And we will get started. All right, I'm going to use this funky tool because it's fun. But I'm probably going to have to grab my other tools. Just because this is probably not a good way to do it. We'll see. But yeah, sorry guys about this less than perfect view. Pretty much nothing I can do here. Just so I remember, the motor is faced upward. Cable going upward. Okay. And I'll try to talk through what I'm doing here. Alright, I mean, the part that I'm feeling could literally be this motor. And we will find out. I do have other motors that I can put on. Actually, let's see if I can feel the gearing here. Nope, we can see it right here. So this extruder itself is the issue. Let me see if I can get a light reflection so you guys can see it a little better. Come on, anything? Oh, okay, maybe right here. All right, let's see. iPhone. Can I click on the screen? No, can't do anything. Okay. Right. Can you guys see the gap? Right here? Watch the gap. Close. See it touching? And further. Close. Further. Close. Further. So little tiny bit of ovalization that happened. Oh, I can see it. It's this gear right here. It's this large gear. You can see it if you just turn it. You can see it kind of not being centered. So yeah, that just happens. I've actually had cheap extruders like that do this to me before. Let's see, I'm gonna put it on my desk. Nathan Builds Robots use Jackery with the K1C by a creek. I haven't seen Nathan in forever. Am I not? You know how like YouTube like changed everything about them, and now you don't get to see everybody you're actually subscribed to? Has he put out videos? I mean, the last time I saw him was last year. Hey, Bearded Printer, how you doing, man? I see it on the black gear. Yep, that's where it is. That was the problem. All right, so this is our freshie. Yeah, this one is perfect. All right, cool. Yeah, this one should be good. Yeah, he moved to a new place. Oh, even like another new one, because his shop that he had, or whatever you want to call it, was new. But yeah, I know he went full time, and then I don't know if he went back or what. Back to work, I guess he did. For the 5-minute build, also got your shirt. Take a picture of myself wearing it later this week. Feta Spaghetti. Awesome, man. Beer Printer, thank you so much for not only buying the shirts, but also the donation. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Very kind of you, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It goes a long way, man. It really does. All right, let's see. So I have to undo this clamp to put this on there. And we have to make sure that when I screw this in, that we get some good tension on the gear, but not over tighten. So let's see how that works out. I'm just going to apply some light pressure. Let's just put it on there. Not too tight, kind of yet. And see what it's like. Okay, this is pretty good. Let's see, can I have a visual angle here? I used to do this with a piece of paper. We're supposed to on RC cars and trucks. You're supposed to put a piece of paper in between the gears. I don't think that's how it works on printers. Looks like any which way you install this, it's going to be pretty good. So I'm just going to give it some absolutely light, super light pressure, and just tighten this down. There we go. And let's see how it works, because otherwise we'll be getting potentially a little bit too much heat. That's a little too tight, actually. Let me get a better Allen key to do this with. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Tanner, how are you? Alright, let's push it this way. That's a little bit more loose. Here we go. Let's tighten, see how it reacts. Alright, that feels really, really solid. Alright, let me tighten. Alright, so our extruder is back together. Let's get the spring on. Put a little bit of tension on it so that we can still pull it back a little bit. That should be good, and we'll test that later. Yep, okay, gear feels good. Nothing is ovalized here. That is nice and smooth operation. Okay, that is the extruder. Now I have some miscellaneous hardware in here, and some of it is tiny. So that should be fun. And I legitimately don't remember where some of this stuff goes. Let's just extend this tool. There we go. All right, then we have the high flow, and I remember You guys remember Zodiac? Anybody been around long enough to remember Zodiac hot ends and Zodiac nozzles? This is some thermal grease. I don't remember where this is from, but those are an absolute pain. Hope I don't have to use them. I'm going to actually dump this out like this so that I can visually see what the heck this stuff is for. Man, I probably should have taken photos or something. The only thing I know for sure is this absolutely wild heat break situation thing with a PTFE tube in it. And from what I remember, it just kind of goes in here like that. This goes over top like this, and then this hot end, the tube goes into the hot end like that. And this is how the setup is, which is so funky, but it is what it is. That's how they designed it. And then this filament holder, filament sensor, I believe goes on top. I don't know. I don't remember. I 100% should have taken photos. I fully admit it. All right, what do you guys think? Hot end first and then extruder? I think so. And then, yep, so the hot end just goes right on there. And then, oh, right, that's what these four things are for. The hot end actually doesn't have a clamp like bamboo does. And it looks like you could put a bamboo style attachment on to the part that actually heats up, but theirs just uses 4 screws like this that hold it in place, which is, well, it's kind of wild, and I'm not even sure that will work anymore, but we're gonna figure it out. All right, let's put some thermal right on here. Don't need a lot. Just gonna spread it around just so that we get nice and even coverage. If some seeps out, that's okay. Not gonna matter. All right, let me try to remember how this is held in place, all while being scrunched up on the floor. Right, so there's this little lip, and it just kind of sits just like that on the little lip. Okay, right there next to the fan. And now we need a screwdriver, hopefully magnetic. Yep, I'm actually going to take this off and do it manually. Can you guys see any of this? Let's get you closer real quick. I'm going to unplug my phone and get you guys way in here and lower. There we go. Can this turn? Let's see. Does this rotate or does this rotate? Okay, this rotates. All right, there we go. Just so you guys get a better view. My knees are killing me. My knees are definitely killing me. My Cobra X be here in the morning. Nice. My Cobra X is right on here, doing some testing on it right now. But that's cool. King board. All right, let's keep it rolling. Where did I put my screwdriver? There we go. All right, so I'm gonna do the top one. And let's not put too much pressure on there quite yet, because I want it to be held in there evenly. And then the cool thing about it is this uses its own version of tap. So no matter where this hot end ends up, it's still going to be able to home all the same, which is fantastic. But yeah, definitely not a quick release system here. This is definitely just manual 4 screws holding the edges of the
heat break here. Kind of funky, kind of quirky, but also very simple. All right, I'm gonna just tighten these by hand. There we go. Let's put on our cover here. Caution hot. All right, hot end is looking good. Not bad. Then, from what I remember, there is this little tiny washer. This washer goes right on top. Right there, on top of the hot end here. And then this part goes over top through this hole and goes like that. And now it's flat. So there's going to be a squished PTFE tube and this metal tube going down to the hot end. Have you guys ever seen anything like that before? I have definitely 100% not. Then I'm going to try to remember where this connector went, but it definitely goes over there. And there's a little cubby hole that this whole extruder goes into. And let's see if I can get it on there. There it goes. And it goes right where it's supposed to be. Okay, fantastic. Let's get the correct Allen head here. All right. And we need a longer extension. Drop that down. We're going in? Yes. The light here. So, B Cuddy was telling me that he has good reason to believe that this extruder is actually a metal version of a 3D printed version of another extruder. Which is just absolutely insane. And I have no idea how any of those logistics work. But TronXY seems to be pulling it off. I'm going to have to undo this, actually, to mount it correctly. Just can't get my Allen in there properly, so let's take that off. There we go. And let's tighten that. Doesn't need to be too crazy, but tight would be good. All right, and there we go. That is how this works. It uses an H-series hot end, which we have a high flow 0.4 millimeter. I know it's kind of silly to put a 0.4 on such a large machine, and we will get to that. I'll probably end up getting 0.6 millimeter versions, and like I said, I've had a bunch, but I've been using them on the H2C, and with PPS printing at 350, they have actually been disintegrating. Hot ends do not last on the H2C when you're printing that hot. What's your plan to deal with the stickers I put on it? Oh, the machine? I'm not worried about that. That's the last thing I'm worried about. I just want to get it running again, and that's all, Quinn. I'm not worried about the stickers. Don't worry about any of that. The printer looks as big as my ego. This printer is huge. So that bed that you're seeing is 400 by 400, and you can see how much wider the machine is than the rest of the bed. And what's kind of crazy is, you know, my Max 4, the Chitty Tech or Chitty Max 4 that I just recently reviewed, is 390 by 390. It's almost the size, excuse me. But the outside of the machine, outside of that machine, is so much smaller and tighter in comparison. You almost can't even compare the two machines. Like the Max 4 being as big as it is, I think will fit inside of here, which is kind of nuts. You know? All right, now that the hot end and that is on, we can plug in our extruder motor So that goes there. There's a lot of extra wiring, surprisingly. Then there's our filament sensor. And from what I remember, did the stock one have the little... The stock one didn't have this little collet in. I'm not sure if I should have it on there or not. I'm thinking maybe not. And is it this way? I need to figure out which direction this installs into here. Because there is a screw. This thing is held on by a screw, and I'm not sure. I don't remember. Let me get the stock one.
Nico, looks like the LGX Pro. I didn't realize you could pay 400 plus for just the extruder. I think what's crazy is there's a printed version of it, and this is a metal version of the printed version. From what I gather, or it's just something we don't know because it exists on AliExpress. But it's 2 large gears, very simple, fairly lightweight. It's 2 separate main bodies clamped together. So okay, so this was it. Yeah. Okay, so I do need to remove this screw right here, and this is going to be replaced by another screw that actually holds the filament sensor. So the only thing this thing is really missing is a cutter. And I feel like right here where there's so much space, someone could pretty much easily come up with a cutting system to go there. And that would be pretty good. All right, I am going to remove this collet. We don't need it because this is held in place with an actual physical screw. So that should go in here. Whoops. I missed. Right, and is that correct? This goes down. How far down? No, hold on. What's in the way here? Something is up with this collet. That worked. But I should not have done that. Okay, the collet. So there's a misalignment or something. This PTFE should drop in there. Wait, let me check the stock one. Oh, okay, they're not even using the collet. Okay. That would make more sense. So let's go ahead and try to pry that out of there. Oh, okay, that's easy. All right, collet is out. And now, this should just fall in there. Yeah, okay, and it fits pretty snug, so that's nice. So it's an interesting design. It definitely makes it feel very modular. But it does take up a lot of space. Like, they were not going for very compact. I guess they looked at the machine, they're like, you know what, we have the space here. That part doesn't matter at all. I did add one of my small spools of plastic filament as a gift. It's not sealed, but it's in the box you sent with the printer. Oh, cool. Okay, Quinn, thanks. All right, so then the front cover, which is pretty obviously very similar to what you would see on a Voron. However, what's interesting is down here there is a fan for the hot end, right here. So that's cooling the cold side of the hot end. Then we have a fan right here, a 5015, that's used for part cooling, and that's blowing on the bottom. Then we have another fan at the top right here, and interestingly enough, that is a 40 millimeter fan that's just blowing on this extruder. So they've almost, and a whole extruder is metal, which means if you're getting air movement there, it is going to cool down the extruder quite a bit. So they've definitely thought about
you know, having this chamber be pretty hot and still be as functional as I guess they can get it for people that are printing PLA. So very interesting. Definitely their own unique thing going on. And now I need to figure out where the rest of the hardware is. I think it's this. I'm guessing this is it. And I need 4 screws, right? Sorry, I'm going to block the camera for a sec. Yeah, 4. Are they 3 mils, 4 mils? Let's see. What fits? Okay, these larger ones. Well, let's see. Can I get just one in there by hand to kind of line this thing? And it would be cool if they provided the files for this cover. Because it would just be interesting to kind of customize this with your own. It looks like they just did black and orange to kind of match the bed in here, which is fine. All right, 2 are in. I'm probably gonna end up blocking the side, guys. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Just so I can get this in place without getting any of the wiring in where it shouldn't be. There we go. All right, so that should be that side. Very nice setup. I'm actually kind of surprised, not surprised, but you know, this definitely doesn't look as polished as, let's say, you know, a new Creality machine or a Bamboo machine or a Snapmaker machine. It definitely doesn't feel that polished, but it's using good components that I would even use myself on a DIY machine. That's what this feels like. It almost feels like an enclosure with a bunch of DIY components that are very serviceable and very easy to maintain because you can easily get them online. Like, all this stuff is very easy to find and it's not stuck to any proprietary anything. And if you're into that kind of stuff, well, this could be a pretty powerful thing. All right, so let me put this stuff into this. And I gotta mark this thing bad in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, this is the one that's oval for sure. I mean, it still has good bearings in there, good large screws, but I don't think that's anything we can salvage. All right, then we have this back case that kind of just hides all of this somewhat ugly wiring that they have. And everything just kind of gets tucked into it, and it gets pushed right here. And a very simple cover, very simple way to wire manage is to just, well, hide it. Right? And that's definitely what's going on here. Flying gantry instead of bed. Looks like an enclosed Ender 5. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's definitely a 2.4. I don't want to say clone because it's not cloned. It definitely has its own pathing and its own machined parts and folded steel parts. So it's definitely not like Voron parts, but it's definitely a 2.4 inspired machine for sure. And then the rest is very TronXY. Like, I know it's weird to say, but almost like, you know, it definitely feels like small team engineering. And it's all meant to be very cheap. That doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means it's cheap. That could be a good thing as well. Let me undo that one. It doesn't feel like it aligned itself very well. Don't want to cross thread. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. There we go. We have just done part 1. That's feeling good. Let's see if this whole thing pops up. Of course it does. So tap It's back to working. Cool. So now we have a BQ 0.4 millimeter, but high flow nozzle. And there was nothing wrong with this one. I just wanted to throw something a little bit more high flow on there. We have a brand new extruder. So this should end our little salmon skin issue. Everything's back together on the hot end. How far can I move that way? Or this way? Is one of them further than the other? No. All right, we're gonna go left. Can we push this past where the bed is? Let's see. Yes, okay, that's good enough for me. So the next thing we can do is probably the bed, right? So let's see how that's gonna play a role. All right. Kneel to the printer. Hey man, it's currently the only way I could do anything with this giant monster. Cause it's huge. I can't get it anywhere near my table. I have 2 machines on there printing right now. So I have literally my iPhone just blasting at this thing. Hopefully the battery lasts. Yeah, man. Can't wait for my M1 and RF to run. Knife. Yeah. The production M1 and R1 should be really fun. How you doing, Dave? Dude, I fell asleep at your other one. I had you playing in the background. I straight up fell asleep. You guys were doing a bunch of giveaways, and you know, I never feel right in joining any giveaways for 3D printing. But it was definitely fun to watch. You guys gave away a ton, so that was pretty cool. Kingborg back. Gonna log back into my main. Wanted to give a like. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. What kind of bed is that, John Doe? This is a glass bed with a heater just on the bottom of it. It is an old school way to do it. You can print a table for it now? It's something. Yeah, it's just a big old chunk of glass. Hey, Havoc. Hey, Papa's here. What's happening? So yeah, what I want to do is let's grab it and at least talk about it. So this PI bed has its own little story. The thing is, I don't even remember. I don't even remember who made it for me. I guess I gotta switch cameras for this. This is a custom-made bed that I had made by a company in India. And, you know, they were kind enough to not, well, I paid for it, but they were kind enough to send me the entire process of them going out to different places and finding this material, like the spring sheet material. This was before PI was everywhere. This was when PI was expensive. I think I paid 140 bucks for this. So they were showing me photos of them sourcing the giant roll of magnet. There was the sourcing of this of the raw spring sheet steel here, and then they had their own custom black coating, which back then didn't exist. It was the only black coating, and they had to formulate it, which was cool. And then most importantly, he managed to cut out camera, come on. Managed to cut out my logo in there, which is also really cool. So this is a 400 by 400 bed before there were 400 by 400 printers. And actually, let me see if I can find it, because I want to give them some credit. If I go on my Instagram, 3D Print SOS, and we go way back. Let's see. Oh, I have to log in, of course. All right, hold on. This is gonna be a whole ordeal. Fingerprint, okay. Got it. I'm getting a text message with a code. Oh, great. I can't see what that would be. Or can I? Aha, okay. Wait. We can. We're gonna make this work. All right, here's my code. It says don't share it. Cool. Trust this device. Yeah, okay. Let me just log in. I'll see if I can find it.
Kingboy, I want to ask a stupid question. Why they not use glass beds anymore? Just wondering. Um, because PI spring sheet steel, they're just more versatile. They're easier to manage. You can take it off and on. Glass is usually something you want to leave, and then if you're printing materials like ABS and PETG, I believe PETG is the main one. Sometimes those materials like fuse with the glass. So it's just PI is just better. The cool thing about glass is it's really flat. It tends to be very flat. All right, so if I go to my profile here, and I go way back. Hold on, let me see how far I can scroll here. Oh, actually, hold on, I can share this. All right, let's see. If we go, see Greg's face. Greg's face is just staring back at me. So if we go way back. Oh yeah, before my basement was a basement. Well, it's still a basement, but... Oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. So this is 195 weeks ago, 2002. So there you go, 2002. Ground Up Tech. Our Ground Up Tech... Whoa, page is not available. So they're gone. Wow. I didn't expect them to be gone. I thought maybe just dormant. Wow. That's kind of... that's wild to me. Anyway... apparently they're gone. But anyway, it was a company in India that had their own formulation of PI before companies were selling PI. Before this was like a mainstream thing. And it has a really coarse texture, if you guys can tell. It's not very fine. And it makes it look, whatever you're printing on there makes it look almost like, if any of you have a DSLR camera, it makes it feel like a DSLR texture. Yeah, that's crazy. Crown Up Tech. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Hold on, let me go back. All right, this isn't gonna scroll properly. Can I go back? It's not gonna work. All right, hold on. Let me just scroll down. Is there more? All right, so this is where it was. Man, I remember these machines. They were cool. Kaiwu 3D. Yeah, that's it. I remember it took a while to make, too. Hey, here's Zodiac. Okay. Yeah, so that was the only time. Anyway, I kind of want to know what happened. He was a cool dude. Anyway, that's what I was trying to show you guys. Is I was trying to go to his page and show you what it takes to make, because he was posting about making them. It was pretty cool. Anyway, for those just joining in, don't forget we have a giveaway for Polymaker Filament. There's only 29 entries, so pretty easy to get yourself a spool. Also, guys, 3dprintsos.com. I have some new merch. I'm currently wearing one of the new merches, the Print All Over shirt. But this is also the latest right here. The 3D printing is not a crime. There's also a website that I made to go along with that that I need to get a new URL for. But at the moment, it's 3dprinterbandtracker.3dprintsos.com, and I just updated it. So this basically tracks all the bills that are going on right now through the different states in America that potentially can ban 3D printing in one way or another. And yeah, look, some of them are getting enacted, some of them are pending. So for example, California Bill AB 2047, if you click it, shows you what it's targeting, why. It gives you a timeline of all the events that have been happening. It shows you where it got the information from the bill. There's an awesome shirt right here. And then it also gives you the ability to take action. Something looks like something happened with this, which is hilarious. So that's definitely a little bit of an issue. Let's see if I can see it without that. Yeah, that's not supposed to render like that, so I'll have to take a look at this bug. But this section shows you who you can contact in which state and what you can do with links. Also, everything's credited, obviously, because it's not pulling any of my own information. So if you guys want to check this out and just read and see what the status is on some of these bills, that's 3D printer band tracker dot 3dprintsos.com. It's a bit of a wild URL. Here, let's see if I can paste it here. There you go. So, fun stuff. Or not so fun. But anyway, that kind of explains the 3D printing is not a crime shirt, doesn't it? 30 print rundown. Greg scared me there. Yeah, Greg's just there. Fun fact, I have a picture of Greg eating a pickle in my kitchen. Rally to remove root access from the new K1 Max firmware releases. Oh, Lord have mercy. I hope not. I hope they don't get all entangled, because they've been doing great with giving us access to Clipper. I hope they don't go back for some reason. That's not going to be a good look. Use Wayback Machine? Oh, coulda. We live in the worst timeline, yeah. Even if some of those legislations get to be laws, I don't think they will stand up to a court challenge. Well, we'll see. I think one of them is already a law, unfortunately for us. All right. You and Greg need to do a live stream together. I have a lot of fun with Greg whenever we cross paths, usually for conventions. Greg's a great guy. He has a very unique personality, and it's not the same as how he is on camera, because he does like tutorials and he talks like he's reading off cards, but he's not. He just talks like that when he's on camera. But when he's off camera, very funny guy. Yeah, I like hanging out with Greg. Why does it take so long? Immediately send them an email using their system. So, Jay Palmer, I unfortunately have no way of knowing any of that. However, I can tell you that my shirt, it was this shirt and did I just zoom in again? This shirt, along with my 3D printing is not a crime shirt, got lost in California. So I used the email that they sent me on the bottom, used the contact support, and just said, hey, it's been a while. The tracking says it's still California. And they immediately responded to me the next day, and they resent a new order. So if something is wrong, Jay Palmer, definitely go into the email that they send you and use the support button and just be like, hey, this has been too long. I'm sorry you're running into issues. Yo, if I had an AI note, I hate to admit, but I use Gemini to polish my print CFG file for new heater chamber edition and help me code fancy temp algo. Oh yeah, I've on my tool changer I used Chat GPT at the time, although Claude would probably maybe be better. Yeah, I use it all the time. I use it for work every day. You know, it's one of those things where I think that if you are not using AI to some degree, you're going to be left behind. I don't think there's any way around it, to be honest. I tried to resist it for a very long time, but in business, I will be completely and utterly devoured if I don't use AI. So, I got my t-shirt very quickly. Yeah, I've had shirts take no time, and I've also, like this, had shirts take a little bit of time. It depends on where you are, and it's a third-party service. I unfortunately have no control over how they do it. I use my brain. I don't have a brain to use. I got no brain. What's the straw man's name? I'm going to be the smartest person when the AI crashes. Well, I've spent maybe 12, 14 years designing websites. So hopefully that experience sticks around. But using AI as a tool, not as a way to replace what you know. You obviously have to be smart about it. And the people that are using AI for things that they're not actually experts in themselves, that just means that when something goes down or they publish something for somebody, it's going to be an absolute mess, or they're going to have to hire a person anyway. So using AI, you got to be smart about it. You got to use it for the things that you already know about. So using AI to enhance your skills. If you're using AI to replace somebody, you're going to run into issues. 100%. Pecs. Unfortunately, these ain't pecs, dude. It is, man. It's all resin, dude. Transparent, too. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to this thing. Where remote cam. Yeah. All right, so what I want to do is I want to get some isopropyl alcohol up in here. Let's use maybe a paper towel. Let's get a paper towel, some isopropyl. Let's clean this bed. Definitely has some good old streaks on there too from the last time somebody's cleaned it. Root looks like maybe potential wrinkles option for Cobra X in the July release. Oh, really? I thought he literally put out a statement saying that he won't be doing it until he gets himself a printer, and then people were like donating and stuff. Did he get enough money to buy one? That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that at some point very soon, you know, there's going to be a lot of other companies that are not sharing their code, their Clipper code, that are going to get into some kind of debacle with either the law or with just the community. So, and there's a lot of companies using Clipper, but not sharing any of their files. It's gonna be an interesting year. Fed, why not replace the bed with an aluminum one? It's just expensive as hell. Technically, graphite would be better. This has a really unique mounting system where it's held in the four corners. So it's just an absolute pain in the butt. One thing I'm noticing about this this bed right here is this magnet looks very thin. As opposed to some of the other ones I've seen, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work. This is the journey, yeah. I'm not sure, but they found a way around the encryption. Oh, nice. That's great. That's great, Nigel. Looks like my Makerware platter. Is $1,800 a sick deal on an Orange Storm Giga? I don't know. I don't know. From what I understand, the Orange Storms still have issues. Hey, Yoda, you going to do more M1 videos? I still have mine. I just have to kind of get to it. Yoda, to be 100% honest, my time has been really limited. I've been spending time with family, new edition, all kinds of things like that. And I have a bunch of printers in the studio that I told the companies that I would review, right? Because I don't do contracts. So I kind of have to jump right at the moment, at least, until I get some free time somewhere. I kind of have to jump between things to try to cover as much as I can, just to be fair. I would love to do more M1 videos. But usually I use everything the whole time. So during these live streams, I can answer questions and talk about stuff. But making the actual content, you know, I don't have an editor. I don't have anybody to help me. So it's just me, and I can't get to everything. So is that just magnet going over glass? Yeah, I think so. And yes, I think, Nigel, I think it is going to take longer to heat up for sure. What's your take on the A2L release? I don't know what to think of it. I know there's a bunch of things in it, like on the machine, that are improvements that move 3D printing forward. And there is a bunch of machines right now that are, you can see printing right there in the corner there, that are kind of regular machines, but each one of them has a little thing that will push 3D printing forward. And if they can make that machine print better than other large format machines that are also bed slinging, that have issues with filament sticking or the bed being even, if they can fix that part with slight little tweaks, that's pushing 3D printing forward. I'm all for it. You know, it's hard to talk about a new machine from them when they're still in this very important debacle. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Plague, is your Micron tool changer getting any work? Here's the sad affair of my tool changer. This box behind it that's next to my trash can is more parts for it. This part right here, this Tupperware, is filled with parts for the machine. This box is, I ordered, not just, months ago, I ordered this. This is a front door and more extrusions so I can make a new dock. It's just the time thing. I would love to work on that Micron tool changer, especially now that I have a bunch of tool changers here in the studio, you know. But it was a great machine. Like, the Micron itself was a great machine. I used it just regular for a while. How does this printer rank for the price? Havoc, I can't say yet because I had a very limited amount to print with it, very limited time. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get this thing printing, and right now, all that's rebuilt. It is good to go. We're just gonna add some more accessories, and this thing should be printing. Plague, no. What printer is working at the bottom of the screen? It is the SparkX i7. Printing some PETG. I can rotate this like this. So it's sitting next to the Cobra X. That's the next. So the next video is once again with Jackery, because that was actually a really fun one. And then directly after that is a comparison with both of these machines. So comparison with the SparkX i7 and the Cobra X. They're very similar machines with very slight differences, and both of them have some pretty unique, fun stuff. So they're going with each other. Hey, Circus, how you doing, man? The Mad Max Voron. Yeah, that's this guy right here. Anyway, let's see how this is going to work in here. / if it's going to work. So it looks like the magnet is quite a bit larger, which is going to actually be hard to install because we're gonna have to cut it off. Well, that's not fun. So does that mean that this bed is actually a little bit smaller than 400 by 400? Or does that mean that this is cut larger than 400 by 400? What do you guys have a take on that? So I think what I'll do is do this, and then I should be able to take a razor blade and cut down the glass. Because taking the glass off and installing this is also very difficult. Magnet is larger. All right, where is the actual bed? So here is the bed. Yeah, I mean, the bed is the same size as the magnet, so the bed will be a little bit larger than the whole thing. I guess that's okay. Okay, there is an issue that I did not consider once again. The issue is this machine has a nozzle wiper that's off the bed. And this bed, at least in this orientation, looks like it will interfere with that, unfortunately. Yeah, it might or might not, but it's definitely here. And I wonder if it goes down a certain amount. I think that's going to mess things up for that. Let's see if I can put the bed in sideways. It should be square. Okay, so this is an option. I could always just lay the thing down sideways. I'm not sure if the nozzle wiper, is this adjustable? Oh, okay, this whole thing is liftable. That's actually a clever design. Okay, so they intended for this to be adjustable, so I would be able to lift it up. Okay, so putting this sideways is really not a big deal. So I think we're going to be doing some trimming. I think that's really the only real way to do this. So what I want to do is get that corner. I need to get this far corner, or any corner. We can just do it here. Any corner trimmed perfectly.
so that I could put it down on that far corner and then get it going this way, and then I'd be able to reach in with the knife and kind of just go down the line and cut this. All right, so let's get a blade. I wonder if this blade is sharp enough. This is a very old blade. I have blades somewhere. Let's see. I think Creality got the top buzz right now, going with Cleatech. They can pull off the reliable implementation. Yeah. I mean, I still think Index is going to be pretty big with the community, just because both those companies involved are friendly to us, if that makes sense. Place the build plate on it and see how it fits on the glass. Yeah, it's a little bit larger. But I don't mind a little overhang for the bed. I just don't want the magnet to have an overhang, you know? Cut the bed down some. Reprint and raise the parts. No, it looks like I can raise them. You can't see. Can I zoom in? No, I can't zoom in here. But you can see what you can't see under that hardware right there is you can actually slide them up. So it should be good. Trim those angles off the corners too. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so let's make this happen. So here's what we're doing. I am going to make a notch in the magnet. Let's see. Right there. All right, so let's make a notch right here. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Close enough would be good. Magnet does have a little bit of a give. All right, so that. How do we do an angle? Okay, not too bad. Let's trim it just a little bit. Sorry, guys. I bet you can't even see anything because I'm blocking it. All right. Okay, so magnet is trimmed. Yep, okay, corner looks good.
Hey, Jason, what's happening? And Gergman, what's up? I'm trying to get work. I'm trying to get work to buy a couple of Core 1Ls for fast prototyping, but they won't have an MMU. I mean, the MMU is still there and functional, right? You can still get their normal MMU. It's just not the cleanest implementation, and it's a bit of a mess on the table too. You can do a bunch of community mods, but they're hard work. You know, it is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna start to peel this. My one concern with this, and you can kind of tell here, is that this magnet sheet will lose a lot of its strength when printing very hot and large. But if that kind of thing ever happens to this, I will 100% just go back to the glass. But it's worth testing. I've had this just kind of sitting and waiting for a project like this for so long that at this point it's just worth it to use it. All right, let's see. Are we aligned? We are aligned. Okay. Let's get smooth as we can. And then we can see how trimming it is going to go. So, let's see here. Let me move you guys again. We don't need this box here anymore. Don't need any of this anymore. So I should be able to get higher and lower. Like this. All right. What type of heated bed is that? Jason, it's just glass. It's old school glass. And I just put a magnet on it. So we'll see what ends up happening here. We're mostly kind of experimenting, I guess. Can you guys see anything? I'm just trying to watch my finger. Yeah, this blade is definitely dull. Let me see if I can get us a new blade here. We'll just make this cut. There's glass under there, so pushing on it isn't going to matter too much. There we go. Okay, so that's flat now. So 2 corners are flat. Let me grab a new blade. I haven't replaced this blade in years and years and years. I think I have it back here somewhere. Yeah. I can't even tell you how many years old this kit is. How big is that bed? 400 by 400. You would think it would be better because of less warping during heating. I could be wrong. Yes, so glass is straighter and has better adhesion to some things, but it's also worse for some things. So it has a give and take there. It doesn't hold heat as much as aluminum, which is gonna work against me here, but we'll see what happens. We're just gonna test it and see how it do. All right, so we got some number 2s over here. Hello, I would like one, please. They are stuck together. There we go. Can I have one? Hello. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's several. Just get one. Oh, this is gonna be a super sharp tool. This, I don't know what General is, but I've had this X-Acto for years and years and years. Actually, I think this might have been from college. If that's the case, this is from 2005. If I recall correctly, this thing is from school. All right. Go back into my stash of tools. I'd love to clean that up someday. And you guys have piles and piles of tools. $350. Well, that's K2 plus, right? Hurry before the sticky stops being sticky. Hey, Druid. All right. Now that I have the sharpest knife in the West, let's see where I can put this knife. And can I just go along the glass somehow? Let's see. I'm not sure. How can I make this a clean, straight cut? I'm not sure I can, to be honest. Yeah, this looks like could use a little bit more of a trim. Go ahead and do that. Trying not to keep my fingers underneath that blade. That could get hairy pretty quickly. Alright, okay, this. Interestingly enough, this is sitting
right on top of this aluminum piece, so we have to give it some space so that it lays down flat. Okay, that's better. Keep trimming away. And then let's see if I can just make a straight line. It's definitely gonna be tricky, but this won't be visible. Luckily the glass makes a nice edge. I'll just go nice and slow. So far so good. Then we're gonna hit that metal bracket on this side.
That actually looks pretty good. Encyclopedia definition of off the cuff. Nice. Utility knife would have been better bet. Easier to hold. Yeah, you're probably right. Order 4mm thick 410 carbon fiber print bed. Ooh. Boy, was that cheap. Not. Yeah, I bet. A bit nuts. I bet that was crazy.
How much, if you don't mind sharing? All right, let's see if I can sneak the knife into here. Ooh, okay. Yep. Nice. Not bad. It's not absolutely straight. Like, there's a couple spots. There we go. I actually just shaved that spot off. There's some spots that make it a little bit ratty looking, but that's okay. All right, let's do the corner. Get my fingers out of the way. All right, I cut this corner way too much. Oh well. It's already cut. Can't put that magnet back in there. So we have a little tiny gap right there. Should be all right.
Anycubic 10,000% way better than the K2. You're saying the S1 Max is better than the K2? ASA out of the box. Oh, as an out of the box product. Well, I have both of those machines, so I'll definitely be checking those out. Luke, what do you think? How do you think this is going to work, man? Do you think this is going to work out for me, or you think I'm wasting my time with this bed? You would know. You have some pretty slick machines back there. What do you think? You think this magnet on top of glass is gonna do me any good? You think it's worth a try? Poppy plov. Ugh, $200 shipping. It should work to make clearing prints easier. Yeah. Just the general prints, right? I'm sure on some of the larger prints, one could even argue that the glass would have been better. And if one could argue, then you know one will. All right, a little bit more off the corner there. I'll put a magnet on glass on my TronXY X5 SA. Yeah, I think I've done it before myself back in the day, but I didn't care as much back then. All right, we need one more cut, and this one is very awkward. I think I have to do it with my left hand. Not sure how that's gonna play a role. Maybe we go this way instead so I can use my right. All right, let's get started. Right behind this metal bracket. Go slow. Lift this up, just like we did on the other side. Nope, just broke the tip off, of course. Get my thumb out of the way. Oh, I just made a horrible cut. Perfect. All right. Let's get this blade down. Once it's down, we should be good to make a long cut along the edge here. Here we go. It's definitely taken quite a lot of pressure to do. Okay, and let's do this left-handed here. Come on, magnet. Yeah, okay. All right, hopefully this cut that I butchered, maybe I can just trim it just like this so that there's no bumps upward. Bumps downward are way worse than bumps upward. Just the tip. No, the blade's fine. The blade's fine. The blade's very sharp. It just lost its tiny little tip. Heating it up would have been a great idea. I knew prepared to call. Share your tips in the chat. That's funny. Well, I think it's on there. The only casualty is just a little line right here. No big deal. All right, so with that said, technically speaking, this should be able to go down. Some alignment would be fun. Alignment tabs are possible. There is hardware all around. There we go. So that should be good. Now, let's see about this. Let's see about this guy right here. Let's take this off. Give me some space. Let's see if we can do a little slidey slide upward. Just like this. Right there. So moved it up just about, visually at least, the size of the magnet and the PI. And I just undid it by accident. So let's try that again. Right there would be perfect. Tighten one. Two. Three. And four. Okay, that's adjustable, which is fantastic. All right, let me grab
let me grab the isopropyl again. And a paper towel. So I touch this thing everywhere. The one thing that is kind of a bummer about the way that this bed is placed and set up is it's pretty difficult to level the bed manually in any way. So however the bed is sitting right now, that's just the way that it is. So you can do a mesh, which this thing will do, but just know that the way that the bed is, if it's a taco, it's a taco. That's how it is. And I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I will need to be printing anything extremely accurate. But that's just something worth knowing. First print was a P1P. Wow. You are spoiled, sir. Yeah. Yeah, a bit nuts. I know what you're talking about. Gotta ask you, how many of you had an older printer you never built or used? I'm at 10 plus. I have a brand new inbox A8, ANET A8. Need some Vision Miner, big dog? Yeah, well. Hey, you know, if you know it and you admit it, all good, baby. You know? We can't all just be OGs, and it seems like you've picked up quite a bit of knowledge. That's right. You know what's a hilarious fact is right next to the box that the ANET A8 is in, I have a brand new inbox fire extinguisher. They're literally next to each other. Yeah. No, I one of these days when I have a day like this, but no printer to fix like this, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna build it. I want to build it. Mostly as just a showcase of how far we've come in 3D printing, you know? But, all right, the bed is in. The tool head is back together. Did we ever... I don't think I installed any lighting. No, I did not install any lighting. That's gonna have to be version 2. We need some lighting up in here. All right, let's see real quick. Let me turn this off for a few minutes here. Let me see if we can install the filtration system before we kick this thing up. All right. Also, I have this ridiculous contraption, which I built from an old Ender. I think I showed you guys already. I took an old Ender apart. I put this together. This is for a 5 kilogram spool, or a 3 kilogram spool on rollers. If you guys have extrusions laying around that. So, if I need a big old spooler on here. Oh, right. You guys can't see that screen now. Dang. All right, hold on. Where is it? Remote cam. Nope. Bam. And it just goes down through the center of that thing. Let's see what battery. We're 50% battery. That should be okay. Let me plug it in just for a little bit. Okay, let's do this. Let me see how I can get in here. Best use for an underframe, right? The precursor to the ANET A8, complete with Arduino 2560 and Rams board. Nice. Non-chrome rods that are pitted need to be replaced. Absolute classic. What's the file and the rollers on the bed? I don't remember. That's the thing. And I had a really hard time finding these. And they were kind of like a remix of someone else's work too. I don't know. But they're great. I had a bunch of these bearings laying around, and I still do. They're tiny, but they're great. This works perfectly. The spool kind of hangs on this. They're pretty solid. I don't know off the top of my head, man. Honestly, I don't even remember what I searched for, but I remember it was hard to find, and I was just gonna make it myself, and I found those last second. Does the printer run Marlin or Clipper? This runs Clipper. So let's see. Does this just come off? Yes. Okay. That comes right off. That's great. Let's grab the Minshin filtration and see how easy this is to install on here. All right, so this is version 2 of this. I don't know if you guys remember version 1. Version 1 is on my... Is it on the S1 Max? It might be on the S1 Max. Come on out. Okay. Gonna push it out the other end. Well, good packaging to say the least. All right. Very nice. So version 1 of this filtration system was actually 3D printed. And this is not. This is injection molded. Let's see, is this how it comes off? 2 buttons on the side there. You guys see that? 2 buttons on the side, push them. And we have HEPA. Another HEPA. Oops, tab came off. And carbon. Very tight fitting. 2 hands would have been much better. There we go. And on the bottom, we have a large fan that blows out right there. So this is actually going to actively pull air. I'll keep this one on top. Oh, this one doesn't have tabs. All right. Sorry, we'll put that in there. Another one. And this goes on here. And bang, bang. All right, cool. That's nice. Vision miner, turn printer upside down. Nice. Never thought I'd see filtered content on the stream. I see what you did there. All right, let's see what's inside here. There's a bunch of stuff. This looks like tools. Very well taped. All right, we got tools and some hardware. M3 by 14, M3 by 10, M4 by something. This is how the whole thing is powered. It has its own little micro power supply. And look, check this out. They're labeled on here. We got ABS ASA, PLA PTG, and finished printing. So it goes from 9 volt to 24 volt that you can control. So that's fun. And then, also, by the way, you can just install this. Like, this machine has a fan right here already. So you can just technically install this.
without you can install it without running this fan. It'll obviously still work, but they have plates for bamboo machines. So this blocks off one of the current holes on the machine, and you can tell this has a really specific cutoff for bamboo machines. Yeah, it should otherwise fit on a lot of other machines. There is a nice foam. And it looks like this is just a simple 3D print that we would be able to modify pretty easily. If I take this grate off, does that remove the fan? Yeah, so that fan is literally attached via these screws right here. So taking this grill off actually removes that exhaust fan. So it looks like we're going to have to do some slight modifications. And by that I mean there's a couple ways I can install this pretty easily. If I just drill a few holes, I could just remove these screws and install this through the drilled holes. So that's probably the easiest way to do it. And since it's foam, it'll get a perfect fit. We might actually just do that. I think that might be the easiest and fastest way to do that. And yeah, it fits absolutely perfectly right here. My drill is in my garage. Let's see if we can come up with a different way to do it. I have a VEHO product. There's a rotary tool and electric mill drill. So I don't think I can fit. Can I fit an M3 bit? Probably not an M4 though. Yeah, M3 will not fit. Let's see what's in here. IED. Fetter plus drill is scary. Yeah. Well, the drill's upstairs, so won't be too scary. Yeah, okay. So unfortunately, I'm either gonna run upstairs or just use this to make some holes and see what happens. I think we might play it like that. Slinky, haha. Good old Slinky Dink. All right, I'm just gonna go for it. There's no reason to spend much time on this, really. It doesn't have to be super accurate. So right here is gonna be the first one. All right, let's do right there. Gonna drill through that. Put that on top of there. Right here. We'll do a diagonal. All right, now that those are piloted, let me see if I can kind of just get this hole a little bit larger. Probably not. Probably not. All right, that would be stupendously easy with the proper tool. Let's see. Let's take this off. Do a little science experiment. Let's do the other two. What does this go into? Oh, so it just goes right into the plastic of the fan.
All right, I think I gotta go grab drill bits real quick just to make this super simple and easy. Right, and then we'll just install it like this, like that. It'll just screw on there, no issues. And then we'll have an option to keep this down on the bottom, just on the floor, or potentially even, let's see if it'll reach this way. You can lay down like that. Okay, so it cannot. So we would have to come up with a clever way to install this. Right, that needs power, so it can hang like this. I mean, it can just sit behind the machine, literally. So yeah, once it's installed, like that. Yeah, we'll do this. Yep, okay. I have a plan. Trish had a slinky once. Put a piece of copper tubing on it, hooked up 120 volts. Wow. Firemen were very nice to my parents. Wow. That's a beautiful story. So that lit up pretty quick, huh? All right, so we'll get this one in. And this one out. All right. All right, I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab my drill bits and drill. Be right back. I'll keep my microphone on for fun. I think it'll cut off at some point. Let's see how long you guys can hear me for. Like, there's concrete between me and the basement right now. All right, drill bit, drill. Let's go. All right. All right, wonder if you guys heard me in the garage, because that'd be really impressive for this tiny, tiny microphone. All right, did you guys hear me? Sounds better? Yes, we did. I mean, that is through walls of concrete. Pretty amazing. We did. Okay, good. Or not good, depending. All right, we're gonna make some large holes. So that one, I don't have to do this twice. And two, so that it has some wiggle room. Here, what? Hey, Pez Liz, how you doing? All right, let's drill. Drill, baby, drill. Okay, that's one. And two. Easy peasy, right? Something like that. That's what they say. All right, this little cover can go in there. All right, I might need to find slightly longer hardware. Not might, I'm pretty sure. Let's go into my hardware stash. Let's see what we can find. Go back there. You move over here. Let's see. All right, let's do That's too long. There we go. I think this is going to be the proper size. All right. So we will get that here. Let's put this piece of hardware through. In fact, let's just do it by hand. Yep, okay. One. And to this one, it's too close to this. Let's see if I can remove the problem. And what I mean by that is this clamp is just in the way, so we'll loosen it and spin it to the side. Definitely don't want to overdo this clamp because it is 3D printed plastic after all. All right, and now I should have enough clearance to put that hardware in. I do. All right, let's see how we fit. Yep, and we're screwing in. There we go. Don't need to over tighten this. Now let's get down back here. I'm gonna cover everything that you guys wanted to see. All right, hold on. Let's unplug and move. Where are you? Right here. All right, let's see. Let's see how accurate I am. Can I do it without looking? Going in. Yep. Okay, cool. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. All right, somewhere there. Come on out. Where are we? Where are we? So, open this view. So, I need to hold that because it's just spinning, huh? Let's get this on here. Can my arm reach all the way around? No, it can't. All right, let's see if I can just use pressure. No, so that means the fan is just deflecting away. Oh, here we go. Got it. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, guys. That is on there. So now we have some pretty cool filtration. This hardware can join my lovely collection and go back. All right, let me do a little bit of cleaning because now I have stuff everywhere. But that's what we just installed on there. How cool is that? Otherwise it's hosed. Well played. All right, this drill I'm gonna put on the steps real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. The knife, very sharp knife. Put that away so I don't step on it. All right. Let's put these little tidbits away so that as soon as we realize we still need them again, I'll just grab it. This little kit, by the way, I grabbed on Amazon.
It barely costs anything, but has been extremely useful because of this really modular T-handle situation. Everything's very magnetic. There's also a magnetizer. But you can use this thing even with your thumb, which is very nice. And then you can add 1 or 2 or 3 extensions. And you can also use the extensions as a lever arm. They're very easy, very simple. I don't remember what brand this is. There's an R on there, if that helps, if you guys want to search for that. What kind of filter? This has both HEPA and charcoal in there. Power. This is the power supply for it. Let me clean up though, because I have way too much stuff on the floor here, and it's gonna bother me. This can all come up here. This tool goes back up. That can go in there. These tools I don't need, but hardware's hardware. I'll take the hardware. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Yeah, mention filtration system. V1 works for almost any single machine. And if it doesn't work for your machine, the adapter is 3D printable and surprisingly simple. So it should be no problem literally adapting to any single 3D printer. Hey, Maker Viking, how you doing, man? Hope all is well. Let's throw that back in here. Man, I gotta say, these tools have been indispensable. I use them all the time. I know they're a little bit pricey, but the snap block tools have just been, they have been so good. I literally keep them right here next to me, and whenever I need them, they're ready to go. They have USB-C on top for easy charging. They pop right out of there. There's a rotary tool, a mini drill, and of course, just a screwdriver. And all the bits are in these magnetic bins that are easily accessible from both sides. Very, very good set. It's one of those where you might regret actually, there's no regret. It's costly. It's costly. But if you splurge on it, you won't regret it. That's, I think, what I was trying to say. Give us a link. There's too many links. There are more filters. Yeah, I ran one. Yep. Yeah. They're great. They work really well. Doing okay. Working an article for Snapmaker you want. Nice. 5:20 a.m. It's time. It's time. I'm doing good. Just playing with a machine. Hey, Adam. Worth the investment. Yeah, I think so. Hodo so far has been worth the investment. Hodo has not let me down. They've been fantastic machines. So, buy once, cry white. 100%. 100%. All right, guys, it's time to turn this thing on. Let's boot this bad boy, right? So the only problem I have now is that my super cool filtration that I was just raving about doesn't fit up here, which means moving it is actually going to be a pain in the butt. I need like magnets, or like a little mini shelf. Let's see. I need to make a button for this remote cam. Show some calf cam. All right, here we go. Ready? Hold on. Here we go. Ready? Oh, yeah. Like that? Calf cam is going hard right now. Woo. Ready for this year's toy print drive? I just made another announcement on the Discord. 3D Max is good to sponsor that again. So a bunch of giveaways coming from them. Graham. That's funny. Sorry guys, it was worth it. You know, I don't listen. You see me? Guys, I don't have much, but I got calves, okay? So I got to show them off once in a while. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's flip this bad boy around. I'm so happy that I found these wheels in my garage. Why is this one not working? Okay, there we go. There we go. These wheels make this printer actually feasible down here. All right, filter. We'll go right here for now. All right. Move this down some. Oh. And I can actually plug this in so we don't have a chance of death. I have so much color PLA. I want out of here. Oh yeah, time to just let her rip. Get a long vent hose and you can put on top. Yeah. Actually, I might have some more hoses. You might be right. I think I have some more of that 4-inch hose that I can use. Yeah, I have a feeling like setting it right on top of the machine would be the best bet. It'd be completely out of the way and you would still be able to use the settings and not have to mess with it too much. Yeah, Chris, so you're definitely right. All right, let's plug this in just to have a plug for the filtration. All right, and I think we're just gonna plug the machine in into our Jackery unit here. For those that have been on the fence about the Jackery units, they are also very expensive, no doubt. But oh my gosh, are they an absolute lifesaver? Let me just check the power of the fan. Oh, right, I have to turn this on. DC, AC. There we go. All right, fan is working. So I'll just turn that off for now. So we got power. I need a power cable for the printer. Let me borrow one from a different machine. Don't I have one right here? Yes, I do. All right. We're borrowing. Okay. Let's plug this in. We'll be able to see how much power this thing pulls as well. So that'll be fun. All right, plugged in. Good old Jackery unit is powered up. Let's go. All right. Power. Why didn't you put that tiny printer on the table? Yeah, I mean, this printer is the table. That's the thing. The printer is the table. Yeah, one thing that I gotta say, I really wish this had even a really cheap LED in it. It needs lights. Definitely needs some lights. So let's temporarily put this guy on so that we can see what's going on in here. In fact, let me take this off because this light actually has magnets. And it should be, right, because it's plugged in. Man, what a bummer that is. Since it's plugged in right now, I can't, how much power does this have? How many bars? 2 bars, not worth it. All right, never mind. I was gonna say, this light has a magnet and it could stick to the top and work just fine, but not today. Back on top, right here, it goes. Time to mod it. Yeah, so it has a brand new bed. This has a glass bed originally. Now it has my custom logoed 400 by 400 PI sheet. It has a high flow nozzle from BQ because it uses H-style hot end. It has a brand new extruder that we just threw in there. Now we have a filtration system with a double fan with a blow, with a push and pull system in there. And we got Clipper running. So this thing, oh yeah, and yeah, so we just need to do some bed leveling and just general testing on this thing. So let's see what it do. Let's go to more. Let's do, before we do a bed mesh, we need to do what's it called? Not a bed calibrate. Hold on, let's go back. Does it move? We need to do, hold on, I always have a hard time finding it like in the immediate. Wait, I think it's just in macros. Yeah. Let's see. We need to do, okay, I guess not. It can't be in temperature. Is it in Z calibrate? No, not in Pro. I don't want to do probe yet. Input shaper, that's fine. Not clipper screen. Is it inside bed mesh? No, I wanted to do Z tilt. Where is Z tilt? Can't be in limits. Yeah, it's not here. I/O, macros, camera, network. No, it can't be in any of these. It's definitely not an extrude. Pressure advance. Is it in move? No. Am I blind? Well, you know what? Let's home this thing, I guess, right? Oh, here we go. It's in homing. What? That's okay, whatever. Let's do quad gantry leveling. First must home. Okay, let's home all. There it goes. Let's see it go. Flying gantry, yes. All right, and it has tap. There you go. There's a mechanical tap. Very nice. Okay, that's homed. Let's do quad gantry. Let's see if it's off at all. I mean, it is. I've been working on it. Very nice. Let's go. All right, it's going for another round. Oh, yeah. If anyone wanted the link to that T-handle ratchet set as this one. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't remember off the top what it is, but that ratchet has been useful. I actually ended up buying 4 of them and gave them as gifts to buddies for Christmas. We're going for a third time. Let's go. All right. Looks like we are set there. I'm going to go home. And let's do our bed. Let's set the bed temp to heat bed. Let's set it to 60. Actually, we should do a PID test 100% with the new bed. But let's set that to 60. The extruder,
we will set it to 120. Just so that the metal expands, but it doesn't need to be blazing hot. So we'll let that sit for a little while. And we'll figure that out. Okay, so for the bed, I just had a good plan. I have a gadget for this. I have a gadget. Whoops. Here we go. I have one of these. Come a little closer, friends. All right. Let me see if I can. Let me unplug my phone. Let's see how the thing heats up. Actually, not too bad. There's a little flat spot right here, which is interesting. But that's not too bad. What are we at? So if I point it to this corner, we are... Where does it tell me where I'm pointing to? Oh, right here, center. So center is around 34C. Max is saying around 36. What about this corner right here? That's max 37. Okay, so interestingly enough, the corners... Oh, sorry, guys. The corners are what's heating up first. And there's a lovely dead spot right there. You know what I just realized? And that's mostly because of I have the dumb. I didn't press down the magnet much. You guys remember that? I didn't press the magnet down too much. So, what I should do is do that. So let's do it. Here's what I'm gonna do. Put this tool away. Let me get a rag. Here we go. Let's go back to the motors. Here we go. Let's go back to move, disable. Yeah, disable them. Move this over here. Let's actually, I'm gonna just keep that on there. What I'll do is I'll just kind of press it down. Now that it's hot, another thing that I need to do is go into the clipper, go into the firmware and enable the input shaper and do input shaping again, because there is a new hot end on there. Slightly different weight, has a hotter block. All right, that should be pressed in there pretty good now. Okay. So now we will do, where do we need to go? Move, home, home all. And we'll do quad gantry again. Yeah, it could be an air pocket, yeah. When you get the printer, do some big prints in time and tall to fully test the printer. I think you need to replace the main motherboard. But you know more about 3D printing than me. Oh, Quinn, you're talking about the S1. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll do. I'll take a look at everything and figure out what ended up happening and why. PID too. Yeah, for sure we'll need to do PID. But PID takes a while. So I just kind of want to see what the bed looks like. You know? Hey, Harold Polcher with 25 viewers. Hey guys, welcome in. Thank you, Harold, for rating us.
I appreciate it. I know this view is a little funky and abnormal from my normal view, but I have this massive 400 by 400 machine that we just did some modifications to. And I'm doing calf cam, so I can show off my calves while getting this printer working. So, hey Kevin, how you doing, man? Yeah. We can make that happen. Yeah. So the bed itself is 400 by 400, but the machine is obviously significantly longer. So I put some wheels on it so I can actually wheel it around. It's fully enclosed. The next thing I'll put some filtration on it. Next thing I need to do is some LEDs. Right now, I quite literally have my filming light on here, just so I can see a little bit better. So definitely needs some calf cam. Yeah, do ladies like calves? Let's see, ready? Yeah. Now this is a raid right here. Not again. Hey man, you have the #1 next to your name. Yeah, I think you enjoy it the most. At least it says it right there. Hilarious. All right, we did quad gantry leveling. Let's level the bed now that this thing. Well, let's see the temperature first of all. Yes, okay. So it's been at 60 for a little while now. Looks like about 3-4 minutes. All right, so let's go to more. And let's run a bed mesh. Let's do calibrate. All right, let it do a bed mesh, and then we'll pull up Clipper and see what it looks like. Good content. Pez, I gave you all my baby pics. You've seen what this was like. It's pretty good. Yep, send it. That's right. Oh, wife married you free soccer calves. Hey, you know, it is what it is. I wonder if some insulated panels would help get chamber temps. So I do have a chamber heater that we're going to build at some point to put in there. But I also have some insulation. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff sitting on it. I also have a bunch of insulation. So insulation would obviously definitely help. All those printers and these calves. Hey, subscribe. That's a like and subscribe. For those just joining in, by the way, here, let's go to my main cam. I do have some fun shirts on 3dprintsos.com. So I'm wearing one right now. This one's called Hot Ends. It happens to match my desk mat. So that's pretty cool. I do have shorts to match as well, but I'm not wearing them. If you go to 3dprintsos.com, you can see some of my new designs. We have 3D Printing is Not a Crime, which also has a website to go with it, which is called 3D Printer Band Tracker, where you can find the current printer bands that are in place and where they are. So, for example, if we go over here to New York, we have 3 different pending. If we go to one of them, it pulls up, says the history, what it's about, gives you a timeline, where you could go to message any people in charge there. So there's a website that kind of shows you that. You can get there through here. But yeah, there's a bunch of different designs, different colors. So for example, if you don't want to wear all red, you can wear all blue, gray, black. That's everything. If you are a farmer of various types, we got some options for you. Anyway, check out 3dprintsos.com. I try to keep these things as cheap as I possibly can. And everything here is illustrated by me. None of it is AI, none of that stuff. Hot Ends shorts. That's right. And if you're really badass, you can wear both. You can look that cool. I should probably take a picture of myself instead of this guy. You know? So hey Stephen Poole, how you doing, man? Mr. Scary, how are you? And also, guys, we do a giveaway at the end of the stream by Polymaker. They give away some filament. There is a pinned comment on Twitch, on Kick, and on YouTube. It'll take you to Gleam.io. There's about 16 minutes left before that is locked down. So go ahead and jump in there. There's 61 entries. Pretty good chance to win. Yeah, I think for the next stream or the one after that, I'll actually have more to give away with more companies involved in this. So definitely. Heck yeah, like a rapper. That's right. Yes. So that's all the things. Let's see how this thing's doing. All right, I don't have a button set up for this camera yet. Remote cam. Where are we at? We're about in the middle? No, towards the end. What a unit. Gleam says dead for me. Works for others. If there are entries, I assume. Yeah, there's 61 entries. So if you have, I did notice, and some people told me this, if you have a, what's it called? When you're hiding your IP. I don't know why my brain is slipping for this term. VPN. If you have a VPN, apparently Gleam.io doesn't like it or something. I've personally not run into that, but people have told me that. Yeah, so look, two more people have just added on. So now this is at 63 from 61. So it's definitely working. This is a brand I've not heard of before. Oh, TronXY. So I've had TronXY when I first started 3D printing. They were like the second or third company that ever reached out. Surprisingly, ANET was, I think, third. And then there's Focus that also reached out. It was really early. And then TronXY. And I've had a bunch of their machines. I've had their IDEX machine back in the day called the Gemini. I've had their little machine, the cantilever machine that I actually really liked. I don't remember off the top what it was called. And then this. And this is, this is a very large machine, running Clipper. It's open source, uses really simple parts. So definitely right up my alley. And I need to grab a 0.6, maybe even a 0.8 nozzle. This uses H2 series hot ends. Right now we have a high flow 0.4 millimeter in there, but I need to put on a bigger one, and I just want to print big things. Even simple stuff like trash cans and whatnot, which I've printed before on other machines. I want this thing to be able to handle that stuff for me. Focus was special. Yeah. Remember Kaiwu 3D? That was a fun one. Oh, you got all the big brands at the start, didn't you? Yeah, right. I still have not made any kind of contact with two, Soval and Elegoo. For whatever reason, I've worked with literally every other brand. I'm at machine number 95. I've reviewed 95 different machines on the channel, but Elegoo and Soval have never replied back to me. So maybe at some point. You know what they say, bigger is bigger. All right, let's see. Clipper will reboot, except... Okay, that wasn't too bad. Once this reboots, though, we will check the IP address and jump on there. 192.168. Let's see what it ends up being. All right, it's already back. You know what I'm going to do while that's happening? While I'm checking, let's do a PID tuning. So let's do more. Oh, no, actually it was in temperature, wasn't it? So let's go to temperature, heat bed, and we're going to do a 60 calibrate PID. Oh, wait. Before I do this, let me check the Wi-Fi settings. Are we connected? We are. Where is... Okay, we're at 90. Okay, 90. All right, let's go back. Temperature, bed, 60, calibrate PID, accept. All right, while that's happening, 90. All right, let's get Clipper going. Polymaker is pretty popular. Yeah, oh yeah, hugely popular. If not the biggest, then one of the biggest printer manufacturers for sure. You think Solo would want you on board with the marketing about being open source, unlike the others at the moment? Yeah. I mean, I know companies don't want to deal with me because I don't sign contracts. I know that's a big one. I'm also fairly critical on machines. Like, my reviews start with cons. So you kind of put more of those things together, and at some point the company's like, why would we do this? We're just gonna be criticized badly. So maybe it's all optics, but it is what it is. Like, some companies will not send me their newer machines because they know that I will likely be pretty critical of them. All right, PID is going. What I wanted to see was G code. Nope. Height map. Default. How do I view this? Oh, I didn't want to do that. That's okay. No bed mesh has been loaded yet? I guess I'm loading it now. I wonder if it won't load because I'm doing PID tuning. Oh well. I guess we'll just have to wait, unfortunately. I wanted to see that heat map. It doesn't pop up here, does it? Honestly, I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? I don't really like mainsail. Like 99% of my machines are all on fluid, and I've gotten so comfortable with it. I know it's mostly the same, and some people prefer this by a lot. They get aggressive about it. But I tend to get slightly more lost in this UI over fluid. It is what it is. Also, where's console? Yeah, this is what I want to see. What is it? What are we doing here? Oh, the top is the latest. Yeah, I mean, it's just doing the PID calibration, and then it'll pull this up. So it can't do it at the same time. That's right. Actually, considering picking up a large volume printer, but thinking bed slinger for cost. This one has me intrigued. Yeah, I mean, another massive machine is the one that I just reviewed, the Max 4 by Chitty. Lots of potential. There's definitely some cons you have to be aware of with the machine. But yeah, it's quite a bit more expensive than this, but it's definitely significantly more polished than this machine as well. All right, so the heaters have gone off on the hot end. The heaters, the cooling fan has gone off on the hot end. And it has extruder cooling too, which is cool. 11 minutes? Oh, thank you for the update, yeah. Oh, 8 minutes now. Check out Helix screen. A modern touch interface for Clipper 3D printers. Ooh, I haven't heard of this. Your printer can do way more than your current touchscreen lets you. Bed mesh visualization, input shaper graphs, multi-material management, print history. It's all trapped in a browser tab. Helix Screen puts it at your fingertips. Fast, beautiful, and frugal enough to run on hardware you already own. Your printer's onboard SoC, a Raspberry Pi from a drawer, or anything newer. Interesting. Okay. Kind of worried about this 80 plus printers and database. Obviously, this machine won't be in it, right? First run wizard. Guy that discovers your printer's capabilities. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay. That definitely looks more in line with modern UI that's coming out on a bunch of machines. Okay. Hey, that's very useful for sure, especially on a machine like this. Okay, here's the question. How easy How easy is this to... How easy is this to implement? It looks like this might have to be specifically on a certain type of machine. I don't remember what the hardware is on this thing, but we looked at it. It was pretty basic stuff. One line install. Install architecture platform. Downloads the current binary. Sets up the service. And launches the first run wizard to update. Pretty cool. Install a rollback to a specific release. Interesting. Also available through Kia. Oh, okay. I think we installed that on here already. Ready-made firmware image. Wow. This is a lot. I didn't realize you could put this on 85M. That's amazing. All right. Oh, yeah. This is cool. Awesome. Thank you for showing me this. I'm going to keep this tab open so I can take a look. Oh, sorry, guys. I wasn't looking at the chat. I was reading there. They got a Micron theme? That's awesome. Hey, Circus Squad. What's up? Just as easy to revert back to Clipper screen. Great. You should make a video about it. Yeah. Yeah, 4 days ago there was a release. So this is like current. Nice. 85X. That's good to see as well. And the K series, man. Okay. Interesting. Snapmaker U1? You can use this on the U1? Oh boy. Yeah, like I wonder how it would work on a generic machine like this. That's kind of my worry about this. I see some Claude work up top there. That makes sense. Man. What should I do with my old Ender 5 Pro? I have it as a plotter right now, but not really useful. I mean, there's so many cool projects you can do with the Ender 5 and Ender 5 Pro. You know, you can turn it to TronXY. What was that printer? That makes it Voron-like. Is PID still going? What's going on with this thing? I'm still trying to get to 60. Is that what's happening? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's going. So it went up to 60 and it cooled down and going back up to 60. All right. Mercury, yeah. Mercury seems like a really cool project. I have one. Oh, cool. My worry has an issue. You uninstall and go into Kia and reinstall Clipper screen. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. I'm probably worried for no reason. But yeah, this would be the machine to do that kind of thing on. Like, I love Clipper screen, and I often say that I wish I had Clipper screen over a lot of other interfaces. But there's some things that are confusing. I mean, you saw me try to figure out where, you know, quad gantry was, and it was inside of homing, which is odd because the other mesh points and other mesh-related things are not where that is. So, like, there's just a couple things. This looks like it's just more modern, which I like. So I'll definitely check that out. I just have to remember any of the SSH stuff for this machine, because I definitely don't recall. I'll have to watch my other live stream from when I took the bottom casing off and saw what was in there. Was it maker base? It was probably maker base. All right, so we got two. We got 2 humps here, which means it's done 2. I think it does 4. So we still kind of have a ways to go. Guys, there's 2 minutes left on the giveaway. If you guys are still going to be around, you have to be present for it. Yeah, jump in. There's a pinned comment. 73 people in. Oh, by the way, while we're waiting here, the heater that I'm going to eventually put in here is this. And I know it's been a while. I think the creator of this that sent me this has kind of lost faith in me. It's been a while. It's by iHeater. And I printed this box for it in a really cool, in a dual color ASA carbon fiber. So that should take this heat pretty well. Very cool little enclosure. The cool thing about this, you have to build it, obviously. All the parts in here, like there's a fan, there's all kinds of little controllers. Everything should be plug and play, but you do have to assemble it. The cool thing is about this board is, one, you can run it through Clipper, so you can just talk to your machine. But if you have a machine that's closed, like let's say you have a Bamboo Lab machine that you want to put this in, or like let's say an X1 Carbon or something like this, but you don't want to program anything, it has buttons on it that allow you to set the current temperature as a trigger to turn on and a trigger to turn off. Let me give you an example. If I put this in this machine, I would trigger the on at 80 C on the bed, and you'd put the thermistor on the bottom of the bed. And what that would do is anytime it hits 80 C, it would just turn on and start heating to whatever the temperature is that you set. But then you can have it turn off when it goes down to, let's say, 60. So if the bed drops down, the thing turns off. So this thing can run completely standalone, but still use as a remote heater. And I think that's absolutely clever. You know, you can always unplug it if you don't want it running, let's say. But it's just really cool that it has its own little built-in smarts like that. And I thought that was clever. So at some point, that will be added to this machine. Once I get this thing printing, running, I definitely want to print some large ABS pieces on this machine. So yeah, heater, iHeater. That's going on there at some point. Also, very cool heater kit for the dryer. Right, yeah, DIYer. They also have a dryer as well. So. Oh, done. Yep, done. Yes, the giveaway is done. Let's see how many of you ended up finishing. 73, cool. All right, we'll pull that in a second. Let's see what the machine is doing. Okay, so we're up to 3. I just want to see that bed mesh, right? And then, should we do a PLA benchy? Yeah, we'll probably do a PLA benchy. Yoda might be excited about the giveaway. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's do the giveaway. And what I'll do is I'll probably do the giveaway, and then once this thing is done PID tuning the bed, I'll start a PLA print, and we'll probably call it a day there. All right, let's do this. Let's pull a winner. All right, everybody. Best of luck. All right, let's go to the giveaway. Let's go to winners. We're going to do a draw. We're going to draw one. All right. And I asked the question to be answered that said something along the lines of, do you do your own maintenance, or do you just flat out expect to be taken care of via warranty? This person answered, I do my own. So pretty simple. Announce winners in widget and with avatar. Congratulations to Earl G. Earl G, are you here in the chat? One Raz, I haven't seen you talk for a little while. Maybe you've been in the background. One Raz, where are you at, sir? Mr. Earl G himself. Now, the way that I do this, I hope not. The way that I do this is I usually give like 3-4 minutes to the person. Sometimes they're stuck in a few minutes of ads. Sometimes they're just not around for that split second. Whatever it might be, they might be in a delay and not realize that the stream isn't hit live. It's on live on YouTube, for example. So I give them about 4-ish minutes. If they're not there to claim, I will draw somebody else. I think the last time I drew like 4 new people. So now I want to watch the show. My name is Earl. Hey, One Raz, how you doing? And congratulations. The reason why I know it's One Raz is because the email is One Raz. Finally, someone has the same name on both platforms, so it's easy to see. One Raz, congratulations on your winnings. Here's what you need to do. Make sure you let me know in the chat that you know what to do. You need to email me at fedor@3dprintsos.com. Okay, so my first name is Fedor, fedor@3dprintsos.com. If you need this email, if you go to the About section on my YouTube channel, it's there. So you'll be able to click it there. But it's Fedor, Fedor, @3dprintsos.com. Shoot me an email with today's date on it saying that you won the giveaway, and I will reply to you, if not tomorrow, then the day after, with a code and Polymaker's form that you have to fill out. All you do is you take that code that I give you, you put it in the you put it in the form, and then you're good to go. Camera, can you zoom out, please? This is ridiculous. Here we go again with this. Anyway, where was I? Email me. I'll send you a code with a form. You put the code into the form, and bam, now you got some funds on your account to play with. You can do whatever you like, on and on and on. All right, so let me know if you're cool with that in the chat. Also, this is how I know that some people just come for the giveaway. I think we dropped like 15 people. Yeah, code into the form, not the website. Nope, the website will give you credits. That's right. All right, awesome. Congrats again, and thank you, Polymaker, for giving away filament. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, 3D Max is also going to join some giveaways and have giveaways on the channel and on the Discord. So Polymaker will once again not be the only one, and I want to give away as much as I possibly can. I'm so happy to be able to do that. So not this time, but I think next time, or either next stream or the stream after that, we'll be able to give away even more. So I'm really excited about that. And thank you, Polymaker, for doing this for so many times, giving away hundreds of spools on my behalf. So I truly appreciate it. Just got here. Good, good. Stick around. I was here for Capcom. That's good. So yeah, I mean, we can open it up. I'm not gonna though, because I did it already. It lays flat on its back. Now there's filtration back there, so we'll have to lay on the side. And there's just a large panel on the bottom that comes off real easy. That you can see everything. I believe. I mean, we could check, right? We could just go on the other stream. Only calves. That might be like a farmer thing. All right, PID is on the 5th. On the 5th, I thought there was. I was thinking that was going to do a 4 humps, but looks like we're doing more than 4 humps. I just want to see this, and we'll have to do it again. Yeah, it'd be really nice to add some LEDs and a camera. Yeah, it is really big. It's huge, heavy, really, you know, I couldn't get it down in the basement myself. It was the first machine that I needed help with. Even the Magneto X I did myself, but yeah, this thing is too big and too heavy. Yeah, that's cool. Helix screen looks really neat. Hey, nice. I did already, Quinn. It came out of my account immediately. Like when I sent it to you and I showed you that thing where it said that the refund was taken out. It was already there. As in, like, it's already out of my account. So you know you love that main cell. I don't, man. Honestly, there's just something about it that kind of irks me a little bit. It's just the placement of some things. Like, look at this modal. It's almost unpredictable. I don't know. It's very clearly more on the engineering side than fluid, and I'm definitely more on the graphics / UI side of things for sure. Stop it. It's the best. I don't know, man. Teach their own. I get it. I totally understand why people like it. But I don't know. I don't know. I like that it has a light already here, which means on the board there's an RGB header, which means it's already calibrated, and we should be able to just use this. That's going to be great. Oh, here we go. Cool. To save config. Yes. All right, let's save config. PID is done. It installs on your machine, on your Clipper-based machine, on pretty much anything, it looks like, because it figures out what hardware you have. And then it changes the screen to Helix screen instead of whatever is currently running on there now. How many printers do you currently have that you run weekly? And what is your one go-to printer? That's a great series of questions. These machines that you see in the background is what I use daily. I also test the machines, one at my office at work and two here. Like right now, I have two machines on my desk. Trying to get the camera over here. There's two machines on my desk that I'm doing a comparison. So there's two machines printing right now, right here. But if I needed something printing, printed, I would go for the U1 if it's PLA or PETG. If I needed something more complex, it's H2C. The H2C has been crazy. Just the firmware debacle slash the whole suing thing is just wild. But the machine is fantastic. How about the first machine you set up on your own? It's about the first machine you set up on your own. If you go one way, yeah. You're right. Yeah, the machine, I designed a 320 by 320 crazy custom printer back in the day. And it ran on Marlin for a while, but yeah, as soon as I figured out Clipper, I went to Fluid, and I just kind of stuck with it. Right, licensing issue, right. Everyone's licensing issues. It's just insane. So many companies are just taking advantage of open source. It's nuts. It's really sad, to be honest. Yeah, I like I said to some of my friends or colleagues, I should say, is I used to mention software or firmware kind of like later in my reviews. You know, I usually go into the hardware cons, and then the pros, and then the prints, and in the conclusion, I usually always mention if there's a problem with firmware. And I think I'm going to do it in the beginning now. Like, these companies need to be held accountable even harder than I have in the past. So if that means people will stop sending me 3D printers, all right. I just thought you were really trying to make your point. All right, so let's pull up the heat map. Right, that's this button. Yeah, I think it's this button. Even oh, there it goes. Whoa! Oh boy. What's our deviation? 0.19. That's pretty good. Wait a minute. 0.2? Isn't that pretty good? For a 400 by 400? Hold on, guys, am I mistaken? Is 0.2 good? I'm blanking. Right, exactly. That's the thing. It's not actually bad. I guess the glass bed is a good base. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So because from what okay, I stuttered a lot there. From what I remember, 1 is bad, not 0.1. 1 is bad. You want to be under 1. Under 1 is still acceptable. Obviously, you want to be lower, but 0.19 is pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. Cool. And with the magnet that I just threw on there and cut all wacky while trying to not block the camera instead of just doing it for real. Cool. Let's throw some filament in there and let's do a benchy. And then we'll call it, right? I actually don't remember how fast these benchies are. Is it? Oh, it's 55 minutes. Ooh. All right, I won't be able to do 55 minutes. But at least we can set up a print and start it rather. Because all I really want is for this thing to not have that crazy texture that it did. And that texture was simply because the extruder was bad. Now the extruder is good. All right, so let me hit this bed with 60 because it's going to take a while to get hot. And it's already at 51, so that's good. I feel blessed with my CR10S5 having 0.5. Nice, not bad. Under 1 is usually perfect game for me. Yeah, I always shoot for under 1, right. Well, so Nico, on my Voron, it's crazy. It's like 0.0 something for sure. There's something about those thick plates that are amazing. But this is a chunk of glass on a really, really budget machine. I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited about that. Nice. All right, cool. Let me grab a spool. All right, I have a million spools everywhere. Is there one like loose? So I don't open another one. How about I just pull one off of this machine? How about just white, right? Let's just do white. Simple. Easy to see. Right, we'll just do a white spool. And then let me grab... Oh, there's one right here already on a spool. Oh, well. I already took it out of the printer. All right, if I recall, if I put this in there, I think the sensor, the filament sensor catches it. Let's see. I don't remember off top. But let's drop this in there. There we go. Here, let's go to the... Oh, thick poppy, eh? Let's go back to remote cam. And let's see. Let's take this. Throw that in there. All right, then let's go to extrude. Let's go load. Temperature too low. Right, we got PLA. All the fans kick on. Nice, this thing heats quick. Hot and heats fast, nice. This is that BQ larger heat area. All right, let's go back. And let's just do extrude. There's no need to do load. All right, we're already at 200. Yep, it's pulling filament just fine. Still loading. Right, there's a huge heat break area that it has to go through. Still going. There it goes. I can see it. Let's do another extrude. Cool. Extrusion has been had. I'm actually going to let it extrude there. It'll come off easier that way.
This can't go lower, can it? Oh yeah, it can. Let's get these legs up this way. Man, this light has been on for hours. It is blazing hot. There we go. Let's get that lower. All right, let's go. Where are we? Here's the benchy. Go ahead and print it. PLA. Yep. All right, so the last benchy, which hopefully I didn't throw away. I have to have it somewhere. It had that texture. If this thing comes out smooth, I'll probably do a video about it. All right, and we're heating up. Better spaghetti, that's right. All right, so what we doing? What we doing? Oh, we're heating up to 65. I had to heat it to 60. That's all right. Cool. Hate to run, but I gotta crash out for work. Hey, no problem. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you as always. All right, there we go. Let's see what it does. It's gonna home. I love how much space there is around this machine. I mean, I think we have room to do internal spools if we really wanted to. But those can be a pain in the butt for sure. I think because of the way this is set up, it might even be better. It might even be better to eventually put an Ace Pro on this thing and sit it on top. Maybe even move that hole to the back of the machine so it's easier to go 4-to-1. And bam, Ace Pro. It would be great. All right, so it extruded. It actually used the nozzle cleaner. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's fantastic. So we'll see what it does with this bed. Internal spools will be hard. Well, it depends. Back there is a ton of space. Maybe not. I was thinking that fan is pretty chunky, but probably not. To dry whatever fits, yeah. I mean, this cap on top is also massive. So, I don't know. The thing, it says that it can go up to 400 high. So 400 by 400 by 400 is actually a pretty huge space. Yeah, it'd be pretty neat to do a 400 by 400 by 400 print. So we'll see. I'll have to play around with everything. There's definitely a lot of space around that bed. All right, we got some movement. So it's going to home again. And I'm assuming we're going to get going right now. This, because it already cleaned the hot end, right? Oh, it's going to do, is it going to do some leveling? What are we doing? Doing quad. Yep, doing quad real quick. I think I hope it's gonna do some adaptive mesh, because that's how I would like to set it up. That's how I have my Voron set up. It does all four corners, and then it does a adaptive mesh, and then it shoots. So it cleaned the hot end, it cooled it down to 120 or 140,
and now it's doing this. So that's pretty good. That is the right operation. Working on its calves. Big desiccant canister just for drying their long prints. Yeah, true. Yeah. All right, what are we waiting for now? Let's see, where we at? Okay, so hot end went to 220. The bed has been chilling at 65 degrees. There he goes. Okay, so cleaned it. And first layer. I haven't done Z-Tope, or Z, I did not adjust the Z at all. I just realized it is a bit close. It is a bit close, and that's because I have it attached to glass. Yeah, that's definitely close. Luckily, not close enough to do any damage, so that's nice. I totally forgot. You guys are supposed to remind me of these things, remember? I can't tell. I mean, it's definitely too close, but it's all right. It's not horrible. All right, and we're on layer 2. Okay. All right, we're off to the races. So our giant 400 by 400 flying gantry machine running clipper is back. We back, baby. And we're using a custom 400 by 400 PEI, which I haven't touched since 2022. I'm very happy to put it to use. That's great. So what is a negative about this machine? The negative is it's very bare bones. But it's very bare bones because the price is crazy low. I think for the next iteration of things, it needs a series of LEDs. This needs LEDs. Speaking of LEDs, hold on a second. Hold up. Speaking of LEDs, I just remembered. Ha! Well, I have plenty. Yes. But you have tap. That's the whole reason for it. No, yeah. I have tap. Yeah, it's good. My Aquila X2 is at 8,000 hours. And X3 crossed 5,000. Pretty slow, but constantly is great. Wow. Huge props. That's fantastic. That is absolutely... See, that's even crazy because I have some machines that haven't even crossed the 100. That's awesome. Is this your biggest print bed? Yeah, technically it is. I have, the K2 Plus is 350 by 350. The Max 4 that's at my office is 390, 390, 340. So yeah, at the moment, this is my largest printer. Right, the H2C is a funky size. 330 by 320 by 325. Very strange size. I'm very excited to take this benchy off of there just to see the texture. That should be fun. I like the little cable holder in the back. Is that like a retractable tag holder? Yeah. Yeah, it's a very, very simple design. It's attached to a bolt, and it's kind of just holding the cable up. Very, very simple. I guess they didn't want to put a drag chain. TronXY is more like box of parts than a working printer. Well, I can't say that because the printer is working, and all the other TronXY machines I've had have worked. They're put together from really inexpensive parts that you can buy anywhere, whether it's AliExpress or Amazon. Some people like that, some people don't. I totally get it. But you know, that's why the price reflects that, you know. You're not paying $2,200 for this machine, and it's filled with gadgets and CNC machine parts, and no, you're paying the least amount of money possible for a budget-oriented machine. And there's still things that this machine has that other machines don't. One, open source clipper. No nonsense. They can be made into very nice printers. Yeah, I mean, with just these little upgrades that I just did, I'm significantly happier. Hopefully the print quality is what it should be, and we're gonna find that out. We're gonna find that out starting now. So, but yeah, I can see some shortcomings here. Simple LEDs would have been easy. Doesn't take much. Now I got to think about where I want them. Do I want them at the top of the machine shining down? Or do I want them underneath the flying gantry? So I want them on the sides of the gantry on the bottom so I can see the first layer. Do I put them at the front? At the front going up and down, pointing in from where the door is? Lots of questions. But mainly what I want to know is how its ABS performance is going to be. The fact that it has a cooler for the extruder is very telling. The fact that it's enclosed very easily is also telling, should be good. Yeah. We'll see. All the above? Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody. I think we're going to start to close shop here. Let's see if there's anybody on Twitch that we can jump to. We got Stephen Poole and Maker Deck, of course. Is there anybody else? You guys want to jump to Amaranth? If you guys are on Twitch, stick around for just a couple minutes so we can jump to somebody. Not really. It was a joke. It was a joke. Frankly Built is on. I have not even subscribed to Frankly Built. You know, I need to meet the guy at some point. Let's see. Ooh, he has a really, really good camera. Look at that. Yeah, let's do a little follow. Mushroom sauce. Interesting. Yeah, let's do, I didn't know he was on Twitch. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I'm going to turn my music off. I have these fans everywhere all around me. They're very loud. Yeah, let's jump to Frank. Here, I'll turn his volume on. I don't think you guys will hear it.
What is it? Adult? Is that what they call this now?
All right, here, let's do it.
Danny just sent me the best clip from
Jump in
the
here.
stream. And just Herbie in the background looking terrified.
Wait, go back to me.
That's
Go
amazing.
back to me. Here we go. All right. So we do raid. Wait, go back to me.
That's amazing.
Oops.
Back to me. Here we go. All right.
Raid.
Raid.
Frankly built. Okay, I think I did that correctly. All right, we're doing it.
Yeah, I think I did that correctly.
All right, Nico, see you, man. All right, let's go. We're going to raid them. All right, otherwise, everybody, have a great night. Congratulations to whoever won the Polymaker giveaway. And thank you, Polymaker, as always.
Snaps. Like, we're on
Stream
Twitch.
section, that's
We're
right.
streaming live. I don't know if she's still here. I'm glad I'm setting again.
He's taking a video of the stream that's being streamed. Hilarious.
I didn't see you here. I am here. Do I like Mexican food? I love Mexican food.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. I'm out of here.
Just a kid with adult mind.
See you later. Thanks for joining, guys.
I have money.